Welcome back. Another edition of Who You Got podcast. It's not a Thursday, it's a Friday, but we're all here. We got Ryan, we got Jimmy, we got the whole crew. There's only one place to start tonight, boys, and that's we got New York, New Jersey, and Maryland represented here without giving away all our hometowns. Looks like we are going to get slaughtered with a snowstorm, and I promised I'm going somewhere sports related on this, but are you boys ready for the snow? I mean, I got the snowblower gassed up, ready to go. I plan on being out there 3 or 4 times. Ryan, what do you look?
I got a bunch of kids. They're going to get paid forcibly to do it like slave labor, and they're going to clean up that stuff and get me right as rain because I cannot lift that stuff anymore. I'm too old.
50
Jimmy?
years old.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
You sure are. I was thinking more about your slaughter comment and thinking how I'm going to fly to the Angels while we're in the middle of the snowstorm. That's what I'm going to do. I don't know what you're going to do. But yeah, I'm going to stick it to you, shovel that snow, and I'll be just fine. It's going to be fine. Everybody's freaking out. I understand the South. You're not used to it. You don't know how to deal with it. You got ice that's going to pull down power lines. It's fine. 12 inches of snow up here. What do you what are we, Informer? What are we talking about, right? We're going to be...
I was in Wegmans yesterday. I promise you, there were north of 1,500 people in a Wegmans, which is a pretty big grocery store. They were everywhere.
Yeah.
Jimmy will have a comment in a minute about tonight. So this morning, usually Fridays, if I'm in the office, I'll run out first thing in the morning. I'll grab a breakfast sandwich from this good place. It's right next to Stop and Shop. I went in the Stop and Shop. You would have thought the world was ending.
Yep. Same thing. I grocery shop Friday night. It's dead. I got 2 kids. I've got nowhere to be. It's a perfect time to get. And I went there, and you would have thought that the world. And this is Jersey. Like, we get snow. I had a base. I now own 5 pounds of carrots because it's what they had. I'll be making a carrot bisque. So that's
Pretty funny, dude. Can you send me some? I know it might be delayed due to the snow, but I'd love some carrot bisque.
So I worked my way through it. Had my kid pushing the cart around. Got it done, and now we're ready for the weekend. I'm actually looking forward to Sunday. I'm sick. I can't wait for a Blizzard Sunday for football.
Yeah, well, we're gonna get to that in a sec. That's kind of where I'm segueing in, but I will tell you, I got a couple pictures from our friend in Long Island. You know what I'm talking about. She might be good visually. She sent me a picture of the potatoes and onions at BJ's, completely picked. And she's like, what is everybody doing with potatoes and onions? And then she sent me the chicken display, and there wasn't one thing. I sent it to Jimmy. There wasn't one thing of chicken left in the BJ's.
How are you going to freeze it if there's no power, to Jimmy's point? Like, what are you going to do?
Well, that's what she wrote me. She's like, what is everyone going to do if they lose power?
Yes, you're going to put it outside. 100%. You're going to put it in your garage. It's going to freeze. It'll be fine. I use my I have a 3-season room. When I don't have the heat on in there, I use it. I make a big thing of soup, put it right in there. If it takes up too much space in the kitchen. Let it sit. Yeah.
He's learned
things 100%. We used to sled ride when we were underage drinking. You go find the biggest hill, you'd sled ride to the bottom, you'd stick all your beer at the bottom of the hill, because if people showed up, letting the way you were drinking, it's all in the snowbank down at the bottom.
Look, we did that once when we first got this house. We lost power, but we had a huge snowstorm, and me and my wife were looking at each other. What are we going to do? We're going to lose like hundreds of dollars worth of food. And finally I was like, let me just throw it in the snow.
Put it outside. Here's the problem with all these people running on this shit, especially around here, where we're not going to have this ice storm and lose power for days. It's a 1-day storm. How much food do you need to stockpile? It's going to be fine. Even if you said it's going to be so big that we are going to not be able to dig out until late Monday, then it's 2 days.
2 days.
Yeah. Right. Plan for 6 meals. You're
going to be okay. So there was random, I was going to make a specific soup. I needed celery. There was no celery. So I'm like, well, I'm going to pivot to ginger and carrot. I'll make some Asian stuff. I figured it out. I did find a beautiful $30 chuck roast. So I'm going to use a ton of those carrots and some potatoes I found, some red wine, some onion, and I'm going to braise that all day Sunday in between shovelings and watching the game. Can't wait.
Do you know what we're going to do this weekend? We got a huge ham. It's a 11-pound ham that I showed up at our local grocery store. And they were like, hey, do you want a coupon for gas or a free ham? And I went back. I carried this. I'm thinking I'm going to get some little quarter-pound ham or something like that. No, it's an entire ham, bone in, whole 9. It was $42 or something retail. And I just got it for free.
Funny you mentioned that, Greg.
It's funny you say that, because I was telling Jimmy when I went to Stop and Shop, it was like they overbought Christmas hams because they were basically giving them away. I got an 11-pound ham for $9.
I got it for free.
Yeah.
I just got it gifted.
Yeah, ham bones. I was telling Greg, ham bone soup. When you're done, it's it's
Good
so
stuff.
good.
Yeah, absolutely.
All the collagen
I'll
breakdown.
eat ham for days. That's gonna be a problem for my 159 pounds I was telling Greg about earlier.
Yeah,
Well, like it happens.
yeah, be delicious.
Builds character.
Yeah.
Well, the reason I got because Jimmy was starting to go there was how lucky is the NFL? Two fronts. One, there's not a game being played in the Northeast where they don't even have to worry about the snow or anything. And two, what are we looking at for ratings now that not half, but a third of the country and half the population of the country is going to be snowed in?
Yeah, 170 million people. As long as they have power, people are going to watch it anyway. But now everybody's gonna be watching because there's nothing to do. Every guy who had a setup where I know the games are on, but we got to do this with the kids is like, we do and we don't. We'll be inside watching the game. So I can't wait. I said chuck roast, nice red wine braise all day long, shovel on and off, some cocktails, some beers flowing. Can't wait.
Because everything we do is going to be shut down Sunday and Monday probably.
Yeah. So it's
nothing to worry
let's
about.
enjoy ourselves.
So speaking of that, Ryan, I know you pulled some of this. How did the NFL do with ratings for the first couple of weeks?
So the Texans and Pats broke an all-time record at the time, an average 38 million viewers. I didn't see a peak for that game, but 38 million was the average, which is unbelievably high. Until the Bills and Broncos peaked at 51.284 and averaged 45.4 million.
Incredible.
It's kind of incredible. Now, those numbers seem lofty, but comparing it to last year, they rose 12% from the division round of the Texans and Chiefs last year. And those surpassed this broadcast, surpassed the 2006 Rose Bowl with Vince Young. Beyond sports, it's the most watched Disney telecast since 2014. So the weekend was really unbelievable. And if you want any comparisons, I took a bunch of other ones for kind of fun facts. So for the Olympics, for example, the average in Paris for those summer games, prime time was 30.6. In Rio, in 2016, they averaged 27.5 million. London, 2012, they averaged 30.3. If you want to get more common, the World Series totaled of 238 million, but only a 32.6 average, which is kind of amazing because remember that Bills Broncos peaked at 51 and averaged 45. If you go to basketball, just to give comparisons, talk about other sports. Basketball, the 2025 NBA Finals were the lowest since 2007 at 8.76. Hockey, you got a finals last year, average of 2024 final average of 7.7 million. And back in 21, that's increased quite a bit, actually. They were only 3.6, so they've almost doubled in the 3 years since 2021. I know we're only at 24.
Do you have an actual number of the Game 7 for Toronto and the Dodgers?
I don't have that one. I'm sorry. Somehow I skipped over the MLB. I apologize. But jumping out of North America, and I'm sorry, I know I should have that number. Maybe Jimmy could Google that while we're doing this. But the darts 2026 final peaked at 2.5 million. I find that interesting. World Cup, let's see, 1.4 billion. No, that's incorrect. I'm sorry. But here's a good one. So, women's World Cup cricket in 2025. So, World Cup cricket hit 185 million when India beat South Africa by 22 runs. So, think about that. 185 million for women's cricket. That is like almost X what we just talked about with the Bills and Broncos.
So Game 7 did draw because worldwide 51 million, in the US 27 million.
Okay, pretty good.
Pretty
good.
That was MLB.
Yeah, surprisingly,
was Game 7 was 51
I got a few
million.
more.
Yeah, worldwide,
so
worldwide sport, Japan included, and all the whole night. Because you think about the Dodgers are playing, right? Japan's extremely involved in that. So domestically, 27 million.
Okay.
So go ahead. You go ahead, Greg.
I was going to say, Jimmy, since you pulled that pretty quick, can you pull me Game 7 of the NBA Finals?
Yep. I thought Ryan had that.
I'm curious.
while he's doing that, so here's some more good ones, right? The Olympics in 96, the Atlanta opening ceremonies. Guess how many viewers there were? 96. Remember the bomb went off or whatever during that at some point?
40 million.
3.5 billion.
Oh, shit.
Because remember, there were not all these streaming services and people waiting for other ways to view it. Soccer 2008, the final in the World Cup, France versus Croatia, 1.5 billion. Back in, I forget what year, because I think it was 1976, boxing, Ali versus Spinks, 2 billion watched it live. Rugby in South Africa versus England in 2019 had 857 million people watching. And to give you an example, last year, the Chiefs Eagles Super Bowl was 126 million. So I thanks for asking me to look that up. I really went down a rabbit hole there and started looking at a variety of sports. It was shocking in some cases. Who knew 2.5 million people are watching darts?
Yeah.
You know what? I believe it. You know why? Because you can bet on it.
So here's a game 7 to answer your question, and this just really speaks to why markets matter in certain sports more than others. It peaked around 19.3 million, and the average was 16.4. The 2016 Cavs Golden State peaked at 44.5 million. So that's why last year you've got the 1.5 million in Indianapolis and the 1.1 million in OKC and all their tens of fans, right? And not a ton of the casual viewer. Only the real fan or the gambler were watching last year, right? The casual viewer wasn't. But when you have LeBron and basically the San Francisco Warriors, right? Like LeBron, who's played in multiple markets, and you get huge viewership. It's very important to the NBA that the marquee franchises are at the end. They clearly need them to be.
We always joke about the refs too in a variety of sports, and you guys have done it when I'm not on here. Like, it's interesting how those calls tend to go against those small market teams in a lot of those cases.
Yeah. Did you get any of the first? Sorry if I missed it when you were talking. Did you get any of the first round games too for the NFL?
I didn't look it up. I'm sorry.
I'm just curious. I mean, I'm sure that weekend destroyed too.
Yeah, NFL's king.
Probably.
Always is. What was the? Did we catch the college championship? What was the viewership?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask next.
I didn't
I got
look
it.
up.
I'll get it. Hold on.
Maybe it's available.
Yep, I got it.
I'm going to say we had 40 million there.
Championship viewership. What's your guess?
40.
What do you think, Ryan?
I'll go 28.
30.1.
That's probably a really good pull for a college championship game.
Yeah, it
I
peaked
think
at
it's a huge number.
33. Probably pretty good. It's a Monday night. It's I still don't understand why they don't have that on a Saturday. Like, I don't understand why it's a Monday night, but whatever.
We got 30.1 in comparison. If you don't mind, why don't you Google last year's college basketball national championship? I bet you that's more like 15.
Yeah, I think it's probably less. I think it's probably like 10.
You think?
Yeah, I can see that too.
I think you're probably closer to right with 15. Let's see. 2024 NCAA basketball championship viewership. I can't type. I bet it's more, but I bet that 15 is probably closer to the.
All right, that's pretty good.
Good guess.
All right, and that's a good segue because we talked about the NCAA championship. What'd you think of it? I mean, my take was this: it was crazy to me that it was the Miami D that couldn't get that big stop when the comeback was happening. Every time Miami's offense back went down and scored, the defense gave up a touchdown the other way. And I don't know if that is a hit against the defense or just showing us how good Mendoza is. Jimmy, what do you think?
I think it probably shows you how good Mendoza is. Look, the two of the defensive linemen for Miami are projected in the first round, right? Like, they're really, really good. I think that Mendoza, that run at the end of the game, like, it's going to go down in history as one of these great runs, and it was. But I think that play, there was just bad tackling. You know, like, sometimes it's not just Fernando's will to win. He played a great game. I'm not trying to take anything away from him. But you have to say that was bad tackling, too, right? He got hit a bunch. He's not a power runner. He should have been tackled well before the goal line happened. Yeah, I think, but I think it does, you know, Indiana proved that they can beat you running the ball, they can beat you passing the ball, they can win the game however the game needs to be won, and I think they did it.
Nope, it's a good call. I found it very, very, very interesting that the difference in the game was the block punt.
Yeah.
And from what I heard, they were setting up for some kind of trick play that didn't really come to fruition. And then the rugby style punter went to punt it and literally punted it into somebody's face and touchdown Indiana.
Yeah, you're right. That was a big play, and it's funny because in real time, it felt like it was earlier in the game because it felt like that fourth quarter lasted forever, but it was at the end of the third quarter. What a changing of the tides! But yeah, I thought Miami on that last drive, I thought they were going to drive the field and get it done. I really did. I did too. Back through one of the worst interceptions like that you could throw. It wasn't a close ball. Right? It was just he threw into double coverage. He got picked easily, and the game was over. So yeah, yep. I thought they were going to do it.
I had that in my notes too. I mean, that was I put Beck had a chance, but that INT was just an awful, awful throw. Yeah.
I said it on the show. I really thought they were coming back, and it just they tried everything they could. I mean, you lose sometimes, and it happens.
The good news is, boys, that's good. They won where it mattered. They won 29.5 to 27, and the only place that matters.
They sure did. They covered.
So in my mind, the Miami Hurricanes are the national champions. So Michael Irvin, hang your head high today, boy. Jimmy, we're going to get to the UFC because it's a huge card, and we've been building this up for, a month and a half now, Jimmy.
Yeah, I mean, like, this is the longest layoff you'll have all year. It's the only time you get a layoff like this. We're back in action now.
But before we do, two things. One is, I could not be happier. I bet the Golden Knights tonight against Toronto on the road because they are just, Ryan, they are taking your Maple Leafs to town as they just scored the fourth goal. 4-1 Knights. Maybe the Maple Leafs will come back because I said that. But boy, am I happy. Jimmy, I got to tell you something. I was telling Ryan this on my way home from work yesterday, and I told him, you know what, I got to bring this up on the show because you used to run you used to, in the business we're in, you used to oversee a New York City market as well. And New York City's a weird place, and people have weird fetishes all the time. But I got to tell you what happened to me yesterday. I parked my car in a parking garage, which I use all the time, and they brought me back my car, and I noticed that my chapstick was missing. And it wasn't a new chapstick. It was a used chapstick that I leave in the exact same spot every time. And I said to Ryan, I can't believe this, but the guy who parked my car this morning must have took my chapstick. Is that weird? Or is it me?
Maybe he thought he dropped his chapstick.
Jimmy, it literally, you know the cars we drive. It was sitting in that little part where you can put change in. There's a Burt's Bees chapstick there every time. And it was there when I left, and when I got my car back, it was gone.
I don't know. It's been cold out. I mean, maybe it's,
Do you think weird fetish?
Yeah, look. Was any change? Was there any change?
I'm asking what you think.
I think he needed chapstick.
You think he needed chapstick?
Yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff that goes on in New York, to be clear.
I know. That's what I said to Ryan. I said, Jesus. All right. With that weird tangent we just went on, I had to get off my chest to Jimmy. I had to let him know.
He feels harassed.
Yeah, I hope there was a guy like, I hope there's some HIV on the end of this chapstick.
I felt dirty my whole ride home. I told Ryan.
Next week he's gonna find like a replacement chapstick in that same garage. Someone's gonna be like, "Sorry about that, put it back," and he's just gonna by chance like take it off and put it on.
Yeah, that's your mistake. You don't leave something. You don't leave the chapstick in the car. What if he used it and put it back? You'd never know. Right? You don't.
Oh, there you go. There you go, Greg. This has already happened. This is in the past.
That's a good point,
Jimmy. Just forgot to put it back this time.
Jimmy, that's well played. I don't appreciate it, but well played and a great point.
Irene, wash everything.
Bleach my lips.
And now we'll have to do something. So we'll write that
that's
down.
right.
No first names.
All right.
Actually, we'll just leave it in. Whatever. That's my wife's name. Everyone, welcome to the show.
There's no last names here.
There's no last names here. All right. Jimmy, the floor is yours. It's UFC time. Huge card. What are we on? Is it 3-2-4? 3-2-4, buddy.
So where do you want to start? Any particular fight you guys want to talk about first that you've caught?
No, I want you to go from the first fight all the way through the last
So-
fight. So start with Ty Miller and the gang and go
Yeah,
on
so
up.
I obviously can't do that because I don't know all these prelims. But what we're going to do is we're going to start with Michael Johnson and Alexander Hernandez. This is a tough fight, and the odds would obviously tell you so. Part of me wants to.
Are you telling me I can't make a bet to 645 because you don't know the first two?
Yeah, look, there are a ton of fights on this. I can't research them all. I'll research the ones I want to, and I'll watch them all, and I'll have something to say about these guys after it. But I'm not going to tell you that I've watched a Ty Miller fight. I have watched Adam Fugit fight, but I don't have a real opinion on this. I would tell you I would avoid, because unless you're going to somehow put Ty Miller into a parlay, but I wouldn't do it. I would pass that. Just like I passed the next.
All right, well, let me step in here because, I play the Patsy all the time. Like, I hate the UFC, but I do a little research because I do bet it, and I read some articles, and I follow some sharps on this. I would tell you the over 1.5 rounds here is a virtual lock. Bet the over, lay the minus 175, put a couple of units on it. You should be fine. Go ahead,
No, I
Jimmy.
like it. I like it. I that makes a lot of sense to me. You want to talk about Josh and Denzel, or?
This is another one when I was reading that you could parlay these two, but they think that this one will easily clear the 1.5 as well. They're both juiced pretty heavy, so it's nothing like I'm not blowing your mind here.
Right.
But if I was making a play on any of these first two fights to get an upset, I would take Freeman in the second fight if you're looking for a little value.
I would too. That's the only thing that makes me nervous about any sort of over under on rounds with heavyweights, as we talked about. Like it's really difficult. These guys they're wearing these 3.5 ounce gloves, and they're weigh 260 pounds. They're throwing the heat, right? 255. So
True.
yeah. So I'm scared.
But they're also the toughest guys of
They are.
the UFC.
But you've seen how this works. You get hit. One of these guys catches you flush, and you're just toast. Like it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, if they hit hard, you're
Yeah.
dead. Just all it has to do is one. It doesn't even look hard sometimes. You're just in the wrong position. You're already flexed one way, and they, put their fist through your face or something, or break a rib or some other thing.
Yeah. 100%.
All right,
So
tell us how you like Michael Johnson.
So I don't know if I do. That's the problem. Like Michael Johnson's had this late career surge. He was always really good, and it just shows that he's stuck around this long. Well, I mean, listen to this. He's been fighting in the UFC since. Let me find his first fight. I wrote it down, but I'm not even looking at my notes. I can't understand my own handwriting. Since 2010. You don't fight in the big leagues this long. Unless you're something special. Now he goes back and forth. He survived a 4-fight losing streak at one point, but now he's on a 3-fight win streak. And not only that, but he's looked good. The issue is he's fighting Hernandez, who's also looked good. He beat Chase Hooper 2 fights ago, and Hooper was this guy that was on the come up. Now I heard an interview with Hooper on one of the podcasts I listened to, and I mean, he basically said, I've got, he was a broke kid, blah, blah, blah. He's got a wife and a child. He's trying to make it to make money. So he fights a little bit scared. He got TKO'd. I remember watching this fight with Hernandez. So this is a really tough one. I'm going to go Hernandez just because I know my heart says Michael Johnson, and that's betting emotionally. I'm going to probably take the other side. But would I be surprised if Michael Johnson knocked him out? No, I wouldn't. So I don't know, man. I'll post it. We haven't posted on X in a while. I'll post my final decision. But this is going to be a tough one or an avoid, because I want to bet Michael Johnson. He's 39. He looks good. He's still fast. He's tough as nails, and he just he just hangs around. So we'll see what happens there.
I think I lean Hernandez here. Ryan, do you have an opinion on
That's what
this?
I said originally. Yeah, you're probably right.
Nah, I'm with Jimmy. I'm struggling. I mean, I watched that guy a lot.
He was
out
on the
there.
Ultimate Fighter in 2010. He's still fighting.
Yeah, I haven't looked at the other guy, but I just, feel like he's up there in age, and it's just a hard thing to
Yeah,
bet.
I watched that Chase Hooper fight. I thought Chase Hooper was going to get him, and he did not. And Hooper's got a lot of talent. He's young. He's tough, but
What I would like to do before we get to the next fight is I'd like to extend a congratulations to Jimmy. Jimmy, I really appreciate that you follow the show on X and say we haven't posted in a while, because I probably made 500 posts, because every single short I put up gets posted.
all right,
on
well,
X.
there you go. We haven't.
I
I haven't
appreciate you
posted
following
on
us.
X in a while. How about that?
Jimmy, we appreciate you following.
Yeah. I don't.
Go ahead. Wait, Jimmy doesn't even follow. Why is anyone
Yeah.
else following? What are you doing?
Yeah, I don't know why we talk about X. Talk about the YouTube or something else. My God.
I agree.
So I don't have any responsibilities.
I mean, come on. Let's figure this out.
Yes, you do. Ryan, you're supposed to recruit the whole state of Maryland to listen to the show.
No, I'm saying that's what Jimmy's saying. He's like, don't follow us next, fuck that, so I don't have to do anything, you know?
That's a good, well, we gave him the task of Instagram. That lasted about 8 days.
I don't think we can sign on.
Yeah, Jimmy doesn't even know how to get onto it. It's great.
What are you talking about?
All right, Alex Perez and Charles Johnson. Who you got here?
I've got no opinion there. I'm going to jump to Nikita Krylov versus Bukauskas. Unless you have a pick on Perez and Johnson.
Not really. I lean Perez plus 145. I think there's good value there. I think it probably goes to a decision. You agree?
Yeah, likely. I would agree with that. I was going to bet it. That's the way I'd go.
I hate the plus. I mean, plus 3.5 to me is, I don't know. I mean, you'd need every judge to score it within one. So I hate that.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Well, this is what I got on Krylov and Bukauskas. So here's the tough part. Bukauskas is on a 4-fight winning streak. Krylov's just got knocked out twice. Now, the last Krylov fight, I thought he was going to win, and I was on him. I was very wrong. Problem is, when you look at Bukauskas' last fight, he beat Paul Craig. Paul Craig's a tough dude. He's one of the toughest guys you watch fight that's on an incredible losing streak. So it's a really tough one. But I'm going to tell you, on paper, if I just saw these, I'd be like, yeah, it's clearly Nikita Krylov. But he's got knocked out the last 2 fights. And so that starts to take a toll on you. Your bell gets rung. You're not quite the same. So, and 142 isn't that rich. So I'm going to tell you to lay the 142 and take Bukauskas for the win. Nice and simple.
Ryan?
No opinion there.
I got one, Jimmy. Believe it or not.
Lay it on us.
I read exactly what Jimmy just said. And I got a few sharps that I follow that think Krylov's going to be very motivated to not get knocked out a third time in a row. It's only plus 120. So, I mean, if this was weighted minus 200, minus 250, I'd be a little more nervous. The under 1.5 rounds is minus 140. So, obviously, we think a knockout or TKO is coming. I think Krylov gets it done. I think this guy's got to be motivated.
So he does. But here's the problem. Was he not motivated to get knocked out the last 2 fights? Was he like, hey, I'm sort of motivated to not get knocked out, but if I do,
and they do, Greg. Like, I get what you're saying, but they do say like you get knocked out
easier,
once,
you get
twice, like you just get more likely. Like you're already off.
Yeah. So then, why is it only plus 120?
Because he's the better fighter. He's the better fighter. Like right. He is the better fighter. But Bukauskas, 2 of his last 4 fights, he knocked somebody out. He's got knockout power, and if Krylov gets touched, he's proven he can go down. That again, that's why the line's close. I'm not saying you're nuts for taking that side of it. On paper, I said I would look at this fight and you're like, why is Krylov 120? Then you start thinking about it. You're like, yeah, he has got knocked out twice. Bet on him last time because I thought he's the better fighter.
That stuff builds exponentially in my experience watching.
I don't hate the bet. I'm not married to the other side of this, to be clear. Like I'm just saying, like that's what would worry me. On paper, Krylov should be minus 180. And he's plus 120.
That's what I'm saying. I'm playing the plus 120 here.
Jimmy, you remember Chris Lieben back in the day? Of course. Like, once the first time after being mauled a bunch of times in these wars, finally went down, his career was
What's what happened to Chuck Liddell? Chuck Liddell could get touched. He could literally get touched at the end. Rich Franklin grazed him, and Franklin was a badass, but he grazed him and he just out, right? After he got tuned up, and Chuck could take a punch back, and he could hit as hard as anybody at 205.
He fought Rampage.
There's
times.
Nobody that hits as hard, and that was his big loss when Rampage came from Pride over here when he lost the belt. But after that, I mean, he was Chuck's jaw. Just he couldn't take a shot. There's
something to be said. Once it's on the, you work so hard. You're at whatever weight. You're thin, and you get knocked out after all that preparation. It's also a lot mentally. Forget the physical part. Getting over that is humbling.
I hear what you're saying, but if I knock Jimmy out twice, which would happen in 2 straight fights, Jimmy, our third fight, wouldn't you be more motivated to not be knocked out?
No.
Yeah. But the problem is your physiology doesn't allow that to happen. Yes, I was still motivated to not get knocked out the first times. That's why this scenario would never happen. That's the. But I don't think Krylov's jaw is gone at this point. But I think this should go the other way. If this fight happened 2 fights ago, it would be a minus 250 maybe to Krylov, right?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Why would so the value is obviously on Krylov, so I'm going to take it plus
It
120.
could be unless he's just on the downslope, right? He's lost 2. Like, what's he got left in him? I get it. I said, I wouldn't be surprised if it happened. I'm going to avoid this fight and not bet it. But if I was going to bet it, I'd probably lay it because I just think, I don't know. Again, because his last fight, like, that's not an impressive hit. Paul Craig was fun to watch, man. This dude fought hard. He was a tough guy. He just was not quite good enough to get it done. But that last fight doesn't really impress me. So yeah. So anyway, I'm good with you going that way. We can officially go that way if you want. I just think it's too close to call. This is a very weird line to me.
What about the next one? Can you get a plus 625 home here, or is it minus 950?
I don't know much about this fight, so I'm not going to pretend to. This is one I'm excited to watch because I've never watched either of these guys fight. But we'll see what happens when it happens. What did your research tell you?
Nothing on this one.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lay. I'm not laying 950 on Gatir, and
Nope.
not happening. And then are you laying minus 1450 on the next one, or are we just flying down to the Silva fight?
Literally no chance, but I don't think it's nuts to, like I said, if you want to throw a half a unit on Devison Figueroa. The man was the champion, and he was a good champion. I obviously nobody thinks he's going to win this fight.
He's plus 850. The other guy's minus 14.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you want to throw a fucking $20 on him just for fun because you don't care. Like, the guy was he was a legit champion. He wasn't like a flash in the pan champion. He's just 38 years old. It's disrespectful that it's this far down the board. I mean, it's almost unbelievable. When he lost to Sandhagen, he got hurt. So I can't believe it's the line's this bad. Now, Umar is very, very good. To be clear, he lost to Valishvili, who lost to Corey Sandhagen. Sandhagen after that fight says Umar is probably going to go on to beat Valishvili and become the champ, and hopefully I get a rematch. That did not so fast. Valishvili beat Umar, and then Sandhagen eventually got a chance against Valishvili, lost that fight too. And Corey Sandhagen's very, very good. He's always the bridesmaid, never the bride. He gets right there. He's never going to get over the top. Valishvili lost to Petr Yan, blah, 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 which was amazing. We don't need to go down that rabbit hole. So I don't see how Devison could do it, but I can't believe this line. This is my problem with a line like this with a former champ on the main. Well, it's not the main card. It's leading up to it. Why make this fight? Like, what's this do for anybody? Umar fought for the belt. Why? Like, if it's that far apart, why make this fight to begin with? You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Umar should be getting a title fight next. You don't put him up against a guy in Figueroa. I don't know. It's not a come-up fight for him. He's fought for the belt. It's his only loss. So that's why the fight doesn't make sense to me. Obviously, I don't think he's going to win, but it's disrespectful to have a line like that to a former champ. I just don't get it.
Yeah, this one I really have no opinion on. I mean, you could sell me on maybe taking the plus 5.5 because looks like it should go to decision. Maybe 5.5 gets you home.
Yeah, it might happen. I mean, the only thing is Figueroa has moved up weight, so I don't know if they think it's going to help with stamina later in life. He was the 125 champ. This is a 135. This isn't a flyweight. This is a bantamweight fight. So, but I don't know. Yeah, maybe you go plus 5.5. Umar most likely grabs him, wrestles him to the ground, holds him down, and either ground and pounds him out, submits him, or it goes the distance, but he has control for 20 of the 25 minutes kind of thing. But I don't know. It seems like a very odd fight to make to me if it's that far apart.
All right, Paramount Plus, here we go with your first UFC 324. Now we get to the main card. The Silva matches up first. Silva minus 245. Can we get an upset here, Jimmy?
We could. I don't think you will. Gene Silva, our boy with the Fighting Nerds, coming off that tough loss. Not a tough loss. I mean, he got beat, but he lost to Diego Lopez, who went on to become the champion. But the fights before this he's got 3 TKOs, 1 submission, and 1 TKO by doctor stoppage. So he basically beat the guy. So Gene Silva is fearless, and he's no joke. Arnold Allen is coming off of a long layoff. He had an injury that kept him out. He hasn't fought since 2024. This is a tall order after a year and a half of not fighting. So I don't see Anyway, all things equal, maybe Arnold has a chance. But I can't imagine a way that, like, after being laid off for that long, meanwhile, Gene Silva has just been knocking people out. How are you going to come back from July of 24 and make this happen? They're virtually the same size. They virtually have the same reach. Only one guy's been beating the shit out of people for a couple of years, and the other guy's been hurt. So I don't know. I don't know how you can do it. If you want to avoid it, I'm good with it. I don't think 200 is enough for Arnold. He's got an impressive resume, to be clear. He lost to Evlov, who is undefeated, so that there's no shame in that. And he lost to Mass Holloway, who was a champ and one of my favorite fighters of all time. So 2 of his 3 losses are really, really good losses, right? They're things you can hang your hat on. So that's the only way you could argue for it. But I'm not going to take a guy that's been out for that long versus a guy that's just been beating the shit out of people.
Would you go with the Silva parlay here?
The Silva parlay. You could. The problem is I love Thug Rose, and it's real tough for me to bet against her. She probably will win that fight. Let's see what it gets you in live time.
Get you
minus
125.
25. Minus 125. Yeah.
Ryan, you're in big on Thug?
I will be.
That's the problem. Okay. We could jump right into that. Look, the problem with Thug Rose is you just don't know what Thug Rose you're going to get. But when you talk about,
but the upside's
oh my God, she has beat the best. Like, this is why Rose, Greg, is such an anomaly, because she's beat the best of the best. She beat Johanna and Jacek. She beat her twice when she was referred to as Johanna champion, and everybody said she was the greatest female fighter of all time, or one of them. At the time, I suppose Ronda was around, but it was unbelievable. She lost to Jessica Andrade, and she came back and beat Jessica Andrade. She beat Wei Li twice. Twice. Do you know how unbelievable that is?
If you go watch that one, that girl is a killer.
She's a killer.
But also you go back to the Ultimate Fighter and watch Rose on that kid comes from nothing. Like, yep. She is someone who knows what it's like to not have, and she takes that to the mat in seemingly the best way. I mean, I'm sure, like Jimmy said in the past, recently, she gets in her head sometimes because that's who she is. However, when she decides she's going to hurt you, you're in big trouble. And I don't care who you are. You could be us. We're in big trouble.
It's all mental with her. If she shows up and she's ready to fight, she beat Wei Li twice. Since after that, Wei Li beat everybody. And then she just lost to Shevchenko in a champ versus champ match where she moved up weight. But she beat
and Shevchenko. These are monsters, Greg. What? Go watch these women. These are some of the best of the best.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Then she lost to Carla Esparza, who was a flash. Carla Esparza is a great fighter, but she wasn't a great champion. She held the belt well. And she lost to Manon Farrow, who we've talked about on this show. Then she rattled a couple off. She lost to Aaron Blanchfield, who's a good fighter, but nowhere near Wei Li or Jacek. And she just beat Miranda Maverick on a show we talked about recently. So there's my problem. She can beat the absolute best. Now, Natalia Silva is very, 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 very good. She has won a lot of fights in a row. I don't have the exact number. She's beat Judah Vicious, who we talked about recently. She just beat Alexa Grasso. She beat Jessica Andrade, who Thug Rose lost to, then coincidentally beat. She's on a tear. But to think Rose is plus 280, it was 320, so it tells you, right? So it's coming down. Better now. Because I'm not laying 355 with Silva when Rose can beat legitimately some of the top pound-for-pound women of all time on any given night if she's right. You don't know what Rose you're getting, but if she's right mentally, she can come in and whoop your ass.
And just finalizing that, like, listen, guys, just if you want some entertainment and you want to buy into, like, women's UFC, just watch 2 or 3 highlights of Rose, right? Like, minute videos, whatever they are. Go look them up on YouTube. You'll be impressed. It's fun to watch. She's incredibly adept, all kinds of different styles on her feet, on the ground, on her back, doesn't matter.
So, because of Jimmy, watching the UFC as much as I have over the last year, how I'm going to approach this fight after listening to the two of you is I'm going to take Rose, but I'm going to take the plus 3.5. I'm going to lay the minus 115. And here's why. I've watched these. It's definitely going to go the distance. If you look at the over 2.5 minus 660, they're telling us it's going the distance, right? I've watched this too many times. I bet you one judge is going to call it a draw, and it's going to be 1 point over, and the other two either way. Probably the decision goes the other way, so that's going to be my safety bet. I'm going to put a big play plus the 3.5, Jimmy.
It's not a bad bet. I would tell you, yeah. I mean, because
you know what I might do? I might put 2 units on that and 1 unit on the plus 280. See what happens.
I would put 2 units on that, and then a half a unit or a quarter of a unit on Rose to knock out plus 1,800.
Really?
There you go. That's
she doesn't do it often, idea. But she could, right? I'd go over or Rose knockout.
Okay. Look at you.
I mean, Greg, she's got submissions too. Like, forget knockouts. Like, that girl wraps you up like a spider too.
She's
at
awesome.
Times.
She's a badass. She whoop all our asses.
All right, you know what? You told me. I'm playing the plus 280. You both got me. I'm also gonna play.
But you should watch the highlights for real. She is a really, really fun fighter to watch.
Instead of watching the highlights, I'm just gonna watch at 9:45 tomorrow. I'm gonna watch it.
I can't wait.
In the present.
Ready for it?
Sure.
I'm just saying the highlights. We're waiting for a blizzard. We'll be watching UFC. Ready to go?
We watch. I told Jimmy before we started, Ryan's probably going to be like, what is happening right now? I actually have a play in the next one. I already have it in pocket, Ryan. I bet it 2 days ago. It's my play of UFC 324. I got the Black Beast, and I used a boost. And I think plus 455 at DraftKings for Derek Lewis to get the knockout Saturday night is the bet of the night.
Well, you do, because you're absolutely right. We talked about Teixeira had no business at 8-0 losing to him, but when you're dealing with these heavyweights that have knockout power, and he's 40 years old, but the power is the last thing to go. We all know that, right? Same thing with pitchers in Major League Baseball. Anything can happen. So to think that he doesn't have a chance to knock this guy out, and if he wins, it will be because he knocked him out, right?
100%. Yeah. And that, like, Jimmy's giving you great analysis on how to bet this, but what I'll always tell you is the value. And there is no better value on this card than Derek Lewis getting a knockout.
Because he can do it. And Cortez, he's 30. He's 34. He's not like some young buck on the come up, right? He's not like, I get it that there's a big difference between 30. Trust me, I understand the difference between 34 and 40. But Derek Lewis can get after you, and he can knock you out, and he's proven it time and time again. So he's the same thing. He's always surprised me. He's never quite good enough to beat the champ, but he was good enough to fight the champ. And he's fought the champ before. He's fought title fights, and he could knock anybody out anytime. He had no business winning that last fight he was in versus Teixeira, undefeated Teixeira. But guess what? He didn't give a shit. He knocked him the fuck out. He could do it again. So I love the bet.
Ryan, what'd you think of that shit? You didn't expect the Derek Lewis take from me, did you?
What's that? Sorry.
You're not paying attention to the show. That's fine.
I wasn't for a moment, no.
I said you didn't think. What'd you think of that shit? You didn't expect a Derek Lewis take from Greg, did you?
No, I have faith in you.
And we've talked about Derek Lewis multiple times on the show. He's also the guy that has the best post fight comments.
I know.
Yeah, they're fantastic.
Sure does.
No, but listen, Greg, you love this shit. You're a self-proclaimed degenerate, sharp, whatever you want to call yourself. But like, I know you love this crap. You can't not love combat. I don't give a shit that you're like Mr. Basketball growing up and all that crap. But like, what you loved about basketball was not basketball. It was the competition.
Absolutely.
And the shit where you have the multidisciplinary stuff going at each other. You know that there's boxers in there, kickboxers, wrestlers, jiu-jitsu, every other fucking thing in there. And it's fun to watch, man. You get some of these guys, I think it's a little watered down nowadays, to Jimmy's point, as he said a few times. Back in the day, it was fun. Like, you had, 20 total, that you really had to worry about. And, there were only, 3? Actually, there was no weight classes when it first began.
Yeah, but it changed quickly, and you had, 5. You had light.
There was nobody under. There was no 155.
No, it was. You had 4. You had welter, middle, light, heavy, and heavy. Then they added light, and then when the WEC, remember WEC was a thing, that had the lighter weights. That was when Uriah Faber was fighting featherweight.
But he was still 145. It wasn't 135.
No. It was 145. That was featherweight. Bantam was 135. Fly was 125. Those all existed in WEC.
Right.
UFC bought WEC. They kept it there for a minute, and then they transferred it all just to the UFC. So they added 150.
Yeah.
That's why BJ Penn used to fight 170. He looked like a pudgy prick at 170, and he was whooping people's ass.
Right, because he had to have the weight in order to have the just physical challenge. Like,
yeah, he's losing his mind. By the way, I feel sorry for BJ Penn. He'd like legit. Yeah, he's got that. What do they call it? He's got a thing where he thinks his family's been replaced by aliens.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it's bad.
He was a great fighter back in the day. He was I forget what his nickname was, but
The
he was
Prodigy.
like the.
He had the coolest shirts. They were like a black belt, like on a Hawaii shirt. There's a video of him.
Like
Greg, this guy is the classic athlete. He's the athlete like the Bill Walsh thing. I don't want my players looking like bodybuilders. I want them to be athletes. BJ Penn was the most like unassuming. Like he wasn't cut. He wasn't ripped. There's a video of him in a pool, 3.5 feet tall, and he jumps out of it.
Jesus. That's pretty.
He had this Hawaiian culture. He was a great guy, like loved people, just very friendly.
He whooped George St. Pierre's ass in the fight they fought, and then he was just out of shape.
Absolutely.
So St. Pierre ended up choking him out. But he was tuning St. Pierre while it goes up.
St. Pierre had 40 pounds on him if they were both.
And he was just tuning St. Pierre up until he got him. But BJ Penn was one of my favorite fighters to watch. He was awesome.
All right.
But Greg, if you've never gone back, if you really want to dive, I don't know what you were doing in high school. I know you're watching different sports, but go back and watch some of those, like UFC 1 through 4 in particular, and then jump maybe to like 20 to 30, and just watch a few of those.
I was at BJ Penn. I think it was UFC 80. It was 84, 85 when he kneed Sean Shirk in the head to retain the title. I was in Vegas. That was the first time I was ever in Vegas. Sassman, Eric's bachelor party. We're in Vegas. We're at his bachelor party. Got these tickets. He just lays a knee into Sean Shirk and knocks him completely out. I saw Tito Ortiz fight Lyoto Machida on that card. It was awesome.
Sean Shirk was like the Ken Shamrock of like 145 pounders. Like that dude was huge.
I got a few things. That was a good 5-minute rant for you boys. First of all, I'm not a self-proclaimed sharp. I am a sharp. Second of all, Sassman, we'll see you in a month. And I'm looking forward to it.
Can't wait.
Last 2 fights of the night, I already told Jimmy what I played, and if you got both of you please push back. I'm going with an O'Malley Pimblett parlay. You get plus money here, and I think they both win, and I don't think we're even going to sweat it out.
So look, I think O'Malley wins. O'Malley's last 3 fights, 2 were to Valashvili. He's a tall, lanky guy who's a great striker, and Valashvili is a world-class wrestler. We've talked before, wrestling translates better than anything, and nobody's better than him. His other loss was to Cheeto Vera, and he came back and avenged it and beat Cheeto. Son Yadong is a very good fighter. He lost to Corey Sandhagen, who we already talked about earlier. Corey Sandhagen is, again, like, top tier, but not a champ. And I just don't see... If Sean O'Malley loses this fight, it's going to be really bad for his career. Like, he needs to win this fight. Because there's no shame in losing to Valashvili, but he can't lose to this. Now, the only thing... Yadong also lost to Petr Yan, who's now the champ, who beat Valashvili. Valashvili beat Petr Yan, and then Yan came back and won the fight. I was shocked. But he's a great striker and a strong wrestler. I don't see how O'Malley loses. If O'Malley loses this, it's because he gets injured, which has happened before. That happened in one of his fights. I think that was the Cheeto Vera fight. I think he lost because he got hurt. I don't see it happening again. O'Malley wins the fight. Here's the Pimblett Gaethje problem. Paddy Pimblett is he's the up and coming guy. He's got all the hype. He's fun to watch, and he's a very good fighter. He hasn't fought anywhere near the competition that Justin Gaethje's fought. He won a decision against Tony Ferguson. Gaethje beat the shit out of Ferguson.
But Ferguson was old.
Yeah, and when Gaethje beat Ferguson, Ferguson was fighting like Ferguson was gonna fight for the belt, and everybody thought El Kakui was the next guy, and Gaethje totally changed his style. So Greg, when Gaethje came into the UFC, he was all gas, no breaks. He actually lost his first 2 fights, and he still got cards because he was so exciting. And then all of a sudden he comes out to fight Ferguson, and it's like this collected, like systematic version of Justin Gaethje, but still with the power. Now, he has wrestled almost none in the UFC. He relies all on boxing. He was a Division I wrestler. Like, he's a great wrestler that likes to knock people out. So that's my issue here. Pimblett beat Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler had a lot of hype, and all he's done is lose. And he beat your boy King Green, when we had that fight, right?
I loved hearing you guys talk
Yeah.
about that at the time. It was fun.
Gaethje beat Rafael Fiziev. He beat him twice, but he beat him last fight, and we bet on him on that. That was almost a year ago, and he lost to Holloway in the last second. Now, he might have been losing that Holloway fight anyway, but that was the stand in the middle of the octagon. He got knocked out with 1 second to go in the 5th round. It was unbelievable. He lost to Charles Oliveira. Probably should have won that fight. He lost to Khabib. But, dude, he's beat everybody else.
All right, so what's the pick here? What do you got?
I can't bet against Gaethje. I think
right.
Paddy Pimblett's a younger guy who's on the up and coming. But Gaethje basically threw down the gauntlet. He said, I want a title fight or I'm going to retire. They gave him it. I don't think he's taking it lightly. I think he can take the fight anywhere with his go. Paddy Pimblett has awesome wrestling, throws people around. He's not going to be able to throw Gaethje around, is what I think. He could punch with him. He's got the power of Gaethje, maybe, but Gaethje's got big power. You're going to give me plus 95 on Justin Gaethje with his resume and who he's fought? I got to go Gaethje, man.
I'm totally with him. It's normally I say, oh, I'm going with Jimmy. Half joking, but in this case, I'm going with Jimmy. Everything he said is right. That's all the research I looked at said the same thing. I think Gaethje's got this, no problem. And I do like the energy.
No problem. Interesting.
Yeah, I do like the energy of Pimblett.
I just think it's just such a step. Like if Paddy Pimblett comes out and whoops Gaethje's ass, Paddy Pimblett's going to be the champ.
Good for him. I'm all for
and
it.
he's going to be the champ. Like I won't be mad either. Like I'm dead wrong. He'll be the champ.
Yeah.
But that's how good Gaethje. I think it's going to be a good fight. I think the line tells you it's going to be a pretty good fight. They think Paddy's going to, but like Gaethje's really good, and I know Paddy's got the hype, but Gaethje's really good. I think the money, like I said, overseas all comes in on Paddy. I think a lot of the domestic money comes in on Justin. But there's probably a lot of people that like Paddy here too. He's like a very miniature version, not small physically, but instead, like in hype wise, version of Conor. Right? Conor took everything by storm, and everybody loved him. Paddy's got a little bit of that energy behind him.
That's exactly what I like about him. That he's a little bit like funny.
Yeah, he's great. I love watching him fight.
But I think that's going to make Gaethje mad, madder. And I think it's not going to go Paddy's way. My heart says, hey, I'd love Paddy Pimblett to win, but Justin,
I'm a root for the American.
Go beat his fucking ass.
The American wrestler. The guy, like I'm telling you, Jake, his first few fights, like I worried about him. Like this motherfucker needs to stop fighting. He's just like letting people punch him in the face. He's gonna have concussions and brain damage and all this shit. And then he comes out against Tony Ferguson. And he fights a technical fight. And you're like, who is this motherfucker? And he did it, and he looked great.
All right, well,
and that's it.
Look. Here's my place. I'm going Krylov I told you, plus 120. I'm taking Hernandez minus 110. I'm going to put a parlay in with the two big favorites and the over 1.5 rounds in the Freeman fight. I'm going Thug Rose because you guys sold me on it, plus 280. And then my big play.
How many units on her?
Huh?
How many units on her?
I put a unit, plus 280.
Okay.
And I'm going to I'm taking Derek Lewis with the knockout. I told you that already. I got a unit on that. And then I disagree with you both. I'm going 4 units on an O'Malley Pimblett parlay. Both ways.
All right. This is where I'm going. I've been convinced because I'm going Krylov as well because he's the better fighter. And if he loses this fight, he's out of the UFC and we'll never have to worry about losing on him again. So it doesn't matter. So no, seriously, you can't get knocked out 3 times in a row and keep like unless he's got another fight in his contract, they have to make a fight. So I'm gonna go Krylov with you. I'm gonna lay 2.5 units on Gene Silva to beat Arnold, and I think it's a safe bet. The guy hasn't fought in almost 2 years. Gene Silva's been killing people, and he's coming off a loss. He's part of the Fighting Nerds, our favorite team. Lay 5 to win 2. I don't care. Gene Silva wins this fight. Rose, half a unit, full unit. You can't bet against her. She's just too good. She's beat the best. I love the Derek Lewis knockout play. I see it as plus 380 now. Take a boost on it. Get it to like Greg said, wherever you can. This is where we split. I'm going to go lay the 2 units on Sean. Same thing. Lay 2 or 4 to win 1 or 2, whatever you feel comfortable with. And take Justin Gaethje at plus 195 too, because he's going to come through and beat Paddy Pimblett. That's where I'm at.
I'm not going to recap like all that. You guys all heard my takes. However, I would say this is a very exciting opportunity. Awesome. We're going to see a card that is like through the roof. So if you don't have Paramount Plus, go out and get it now. attach your account if you haven't updated it. Let's go sit down and watch this while we get snow just poured feet over our head. It's gonna be a good time. I'm excited. I hope you guys are. I used to wrestle. Jimmy used to wrestle a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Greg wishes he wrestled, but watching these disciplines and these people going at it, it's going to be a lot of fun from a lot of different perspectives. Enjoy.
Yeah, 170 million of you are under weather over the next couple of days. Have nothing to do anyway. It's worth it. But Paramount Plus, you should fucking pay us for the 7 people that listen to this.
I was just going to say, Paramount Plus, I promise you I can do a better read.
Yeah.
If you'd like to advertise with us, who you got 33 at gmail.com. We'll be happy.
Yeah, we can talk about Tulsa King. You want to talk about Landman? What do you want to talk about, Paramount Plus?
I'll talk about all of them.
Tulsa King, let's go.
There is no bigger fan than Taylor Sheridan than this guy right here. So please, Paramount Plus, Taylor Sheridan, please come sponsor.
Yeah,
I'll do a live read every 5 minutes.
But you have no reason not to watch these fights now. For $15 a month, and you can cancel. I mean, it's no longer $85. I can't even believe it's true. I can't believe they didn't say it's the Paramount Plus $30 for the fight. I'd been like, yeah, $30.
Honestly,
like, all right.
Yeah, I don't even know why I have it. I don't remember why we subscribed. There was a show. It might have been Tulsa Kings, to be fair, because that show is amazing. Not to really boost that, but if anyone else wants to talk about that, we can. But amazing. That money for a month and watching this stuff, and I'm gonna watch every fight.
Can't wait.
Let me move us along with a quick PGA take. Jimmy, be honest. Look at the camera. Do you have any clue what the leaderboard looks like right now?
I have zero clue.
All right, good. So, as I told everyone, who you got 2 entries in the Mayo Cup. Ryan and Jimmy, to this point, have been zero help at all. So, I put Sam Burns for our pick this week. Jimmy, if I told you he was 12 under through 2 rounds, you'd be pretty happy that we're probably winning this tournament.
I feel pretty good about it, yeah.
Ryan?
That's amazing. You're incredible.
Thank you. You'd be wrong. He's in fucking tied 18th because this course is being torn apart. And I gave the take that you were out of your mind to plus 270 on Scheffler. Maybe I'm the idiot. Scheffler has gone 63-60, 17 under in 2 rounds. And the funny part is,
Greg, you crapped on him last show.
Hold on. I told you the value wasn't there. The crazy part is
that he wasn't Tiger Woods specifically.
He's not. He's tied with a guy named Blades Brown, who I'll be honest with you,
now you win. You get that back.
But Siwoo Kim, who we missed by a week, is 16 under after 2 rounds.
Wow. It sounds like an easy.
Matt McCarthy.
I just pulled it up. There's this many people this far under. The course must set up easy.
Ricky Fowler, 14 under, tied 6th. Henley is there in 12th. Wyndham Clark is in 6th. This is a packed leaderboard.
What are we in Hartford? What is going on?
It's
the entire field's under par. So I don't know what to tell you.
This course needs to be gone. Like, what are we doing?
It's incredible.
-10, not good enough.
Incredible what's going on right now.
Oh yeah, the La Quinta Country Club. What did I think of it? It's a dirtbag hotel.
The good news here is there is no cut either today. The cut comes tomorrow because it's a 3-course rotation. So this is a very odd event. So it's a 54-hole cut. Well, I mean, it's the only way you can make it fair, right? You got to let everybody play the same holes.
No, yeah, but I mean, why wouldn't you all play 1 course?
Because there's 3 courses there at La Quinta.
So who cares? I guess.
So you got to play all 3.
Make one the premier course.
I'm gonna get a drink.
Well, there is.
Talk myself about this shit.
The champion course is the premier course. They're going to play
Did
that.
Did you hear about Jimmy the other day? No, I'm just.
That's funny. I like it.
All right. He can only hear us.
Yeah. So that's the PGA take. Of course, Jimmy left. I need him to talk next, so he left. Of course.
Well, he's got bar on his screen, and I think that's Milagros. Is that tequila? I don't even know what that is.
That is a nice bottle of he's got an Eagle Rare. I can see it right there. It looks like he's taken 1 sip out of it. Shocking.
Oh, good.
And next to it is a very, very good bottle of tequila that he just has that there for show. He'll never buy another one again because
it looks pretty.
Jimmy's not going to drop 180 on a bottle of tequila. I'll happily buy one for him eventually. I'll bring it to his house.
I love this dude.
Me too.
I love both of you.
Well, Jimmy's doing that. The next up was baseball. Jimmy's Mets are making moves.
They are. And
I wanted to hear what his take was. They got Peralta from the Brew Crew. They got Luis Robert Jr., former All-Star from the Chi Sox. It's been a couple of years. He was an All-Star in 2023, but they are spending some money and they're beefing up that roster. And I want to know if Jimmy's happy about it or not, but I don't know when he's coming back, Ryan.
I don't think he's back. You want to talk about Michigan pulling ahead of this game with 8 points when I caught it a minute ago?
No, what are they? They're up. They're up 8.
No, they're up. I want to say 3. It's a commercial.
Yeah,
but I want to say 3, but I caught it at -8.
Well,
I dropped 3 units, Greg. I was inspired by you, and I know you're not wearing a. Oh, it is Michigan. Oh shit! I thought it was Bruins. I just assumed.
no.
My bad.
We got Michigan on tonight.
Yeah. So I hit the button, man. I'm getting more aggressive. I had a great weekend. You want me to talk about my weekend?
Yeah, please do.
Yeah, because I was excited. So let's go to my last weekend's bets. So we hit Miami with +7.5 over 47.5. I threw, Greg, you'd be so proud of me. I threw 3 units on it.
Beautiful.
So $3 each, by the way. $38. Booyah.
Nice job.
I did lose on Tyler Higbee, $3. But that was like 14-1 or something like that. Lost that. Bears, I threw $10 on there, Greg. $10 dollars. Won $19.80. I took the under in the Rams Bears. Won $4.17 there. Mayo pissed me off a little bit, but I don't give a shit. He didn't throw for 300 yards, but he got the job done. I did lose on Henry and Diggs. Henry going 30 and Stephon Diggs going 60. And then I took 1 unit on the Patriots -3 over 40.5 and won 3 on that one. Oh, I did also win, on the, I don't know what Jimmy was talking about with the Niners, but I threw a unit on that and won 561 there. So it was really a great week, dude. I literally doubled my bankroll this week.
Love it.
It was amazing.
I love it. Jimmy, what we were talking about while you went off screen, and I'm going to go off screen in a minute because I'm going to refresh my drink, was this. Your Mets have been making moves, spending money. They got Peralta from the Brew Crew. They got Lewis Robert Jr. from the Chi Sox, who was an all-star a few years ago, but he's been in a shitty lineup, so he hasn't been able to produce the last couple of years. How are you feeling now? I mean, the Mets are making moves. You got to be happy.
I am happy. Look, these moves, Brian, would still be better if the polar bear was there. But Peralta, first season 17-6 last year, 2.7 ERA. You got to feel good about it. They gave up 2 really good prospects to get him. They gave up Sproat, who I was excited about coming up at the end of last season. So that sucks that we lost the prospect, but you got a proven commodity, and you kept Nolan McLean. So you got to feel good about that. We talked about Bobichette. He's going to play third base. He agreed to move positions. It still would be better if the polar bear was playing first base. That's the thing that people aren't going to get over. The issue is they play in the National League. And you know who else plays in the National League?
The Dodgers
do. And how are you possibly going to get by the Dodgers, even if you make it that far? So, what's the ceiling for the team, right? Is it the NL championship? And, then the juggernauts move on? I don't know. Well, I do feel good about the fact that at least there was something in play. It wasn't just let them walk and we're going to piece it together. I'm glad they're out there making moves. And look, they needed to get the Peralta move is huge. They needed something true. And hopefully if McLean continues to pitch how he pitched at the end of last year, then maybe you've got 2 aces in the bullpen, or in the starting lineup. Things are looking up.
Yep, things are looking up for the Mets. So my other Major League Baseball thing that I wrote down, I got to touch on it because you know how I am, Jimmy. You know how fired up I get about this shit.
He's an angry Red Sox fan.
No. This isn't even a Red Sox take. But the Hall of Fame class for 2026, Carlos Beltran, Andrew Jones, Jeff Kent. Has there ever been a weaker class in the history of the Hall of Fame?
Did Beltran announce? He was talking about what he was going to wear. Did he announce it yet?
I don't care.
It'd be cool if he wore a Mets hat.
We're leaving all these greats out of it.
Is there anybody on that list that you say is a Hall? Not one of them to me is a Hall of Famer.
Just Beltran's a Hall of Famer.
Beltran? Why?
I don't know.
Come on.
Just cause.
But you can't say just cause.
He played for the Mets.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I'm excited that we got a thing. He'll probably not wear a Mets hat.
Okay, great. Rich Gedman is a Hall of Fame catcher. He played for the Red Sox in the 80s.
I agree.
There you go. No,
right.
Yeah, no,
exactly.
It is still ridiculous that a lot of the greats aren't getting in because the writers of America apparently are the oldest, whitest guys around. They're just no, we're going to stand on this thing. So, it's baseball.
It's like Greg said, it's dumb. Like, this is the worst class ever.
Ever.
You got all these people on the outside looking in, but we want to talk about PDs or whatever the hell else. Like, who cares? Like, the best people that played the game should be eligible. And you got people that are not getting in. That's it. Simple. You're just disrespecting your own sport.
I agree.
People that have the voting power.
Yeah.
I mean, Andrew Jones, I'm sorry. Like, I don't want to be disrespectful. I don't, but I don't understand how this guy's a Hall of Famer. His career batting average is 254. He had terrible, terrible years throughout his career. I'm at a loss on how this guy's a Hall of Famer.
I remember his name and playing for the Braves. I just don't remember what he did. Like, I can't think of anything special. You're giving stats now, and it's like, okay. I mean, 254, that's
254, 434 home runs, 1,289 RBIs. I don't know what we're hanging our hat on that makes him a Hall of Famer. I know Jeff Kent, MVP, maybe a batting champion once, I believe, but what makes him a Hall of Famer? I don't get it.
I think because so many players that should be in the Hall are left out and just make.
So don't have a Hall of Fame class. Like, why
exactly
are we?
What I'm saying. Just let's stop for a while and figure out what the standards are, right? Whatever that looks like. I hate to be Mr. Standards guy, but like, we can't have Roger Clemens not in there and like we're talking about these guys. Like, it doesn't compare, and I get the issues. I'm just saying there's more than just Roger Clemens.
I mean, look, you want to say Carlos Beltran, at least there could be an argument there, but here's my problem, Jimmy. He's got 2,700 hits. He doesn't have 3,000. 3,000's, the watermark. You get 3,000, you're in the Hall of Fame. He's got 435 homers. That's not 500. 500, you're in the Hall of Fame. He's got 1,587 RBIs. Whatever. There's nothing 279 batting average. If it was over 300, I'd say, all right, Jimmy, you're right. He's a Hall of Fame. There's nothing here that he has like one of those automatic, like he did this, he's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, there's no auto bid there. I mean, those are all good numbers. No, it's weird because when we were kids, and this might be, my memory may just be like nostalgic more than it is reality. So you can correct me here, but it feels like there was a lot more 300 hitters when we were young. Like nobody hits 300 anymore. Very few people. Very few.
Yeah, very few. Because they're all hitting for trying to hit.
That's what I'm saying. So you just like the batting average has completely slipped. Like nobody hit. Like who hits 333 for a season? Like nobody, right?
Nobody. But 279 can't get you in the Hall of Fame. I mean, it just can't.
No, but that's the problem. Like if 300 doesn't get you in, you're not gonna have a Hall of Fame anymore.
That don't have a Hall of Fame.
Fair enough.
Then people better start hitting 500 homers,
right? Like they do that all the time. Sometimes there's 7 people getting in, sometimes 2. Like, why have a year where hey, we have 0?
Like to Ryan's point, if Roger Clemens, Alex Rodriguez, Barry Bonds, Kurt Schilling, these guys were all in the Hall of Fame, then okay, maybe.
Right.
To the audience out there, think about those 4 names Greg just said. Like, those are serious.
How about Andy Pettitte, who didn't get in again?
I mean, this is a lot of people that matter. You know,
Andy Pettitte was on the forefront of like admitting to PEDs. That's his big problem.
Regardless, that's not my point.
So he gets held accountable for being honest.
I
That's
agree.
even funnier.
I agree.
Statistically, you've got to publicize. Here's our standard. If XYZ, then XYZ. You know what I mean? Like you have to do something.
Yeah, it's somehow the Baseball Writers of America are this curmudgeoned old group that like can't like I'm serious, like who are these like 80-year-old white guys that just can't figure it out? Like that's what it is. Like they're these old school guys that nobody can seem to figure out why they vote how they vote.
I'll be honest with you. I would over all 3 of these guys, and I think it was only his second year on the ballot. He got 20-something%. I would put Dustin Pedroia in over all these guys. Pedroia's stats. At least Pedroia has I believe he has a batting title. He definitely has an MVP and a Rookie of the Year. We've talked about it on the show before. I think he might have won the batting title one time too. But he's got a career average of 299, so he's almost 300.
Yeah, that's great.
So he's almost there. He smacked, let me see, 394 doubles, 1,805 hits. He only played 14 years, though.
He should be all.
But
But
at
if you
least
hit 300 like for a career, to me, you're a Hall of Famer.
I mean, he's almost there. He's 299, but he's got an MVP and
Close
a Rookie
enough.
of the Year. I'd rather see him than these other clowns.
I agree.
But that, all right, just my opinion. All right, we got a question for Jimmy, and it was kind of covered on the last show. But Jimmy, since he's one of our loyal listeners, you're going to answer it again. Our boy John from Jersey wants to know, how panicked are you on the Knicks? And he's a Knicks fan too, so he uses the word "we." Do we go all in on Giannis and just do whatever we got to do to get Giannis?
It's tough. How panicked are we? We should be fairly panicked, is the answer to that question. I think I didn't love when we got Cat initially.
You didn't.
I think Cat's soft. I still think Cat's soft. I don't feel any better about beating the brakes off the Nets. That doesn't exactly get me excited. I just think that Giannis probably is the best answer because he's a great defender and he's a great offensive player. I just don't. I don't know what you do. We talked about it on the last show. You know, Tibbs is a guy that makes you relevant, and you get the guy to get you over the hump. Well, Mike Brown isn't that. He's the Tibbs of offense. Tibbs is the defensive guy that gets you there, and he doesn't develop young players. He stretches his team too thin. They're tired at the end of the season, and it falls apart. Well, Mike Brown's the opposite. He's developing players, but he's the offensive version of that. He's the guy that makes your team relevant, but he doesn't get over the hump. So we don't you didn't hire the guy. You just changed the hump, right? It's just more of the same result. But I think Cat, he's got to go. I don't know what you get for him. I think, and nobody's talking about this for the Knicks, so I'm sure it's nowhere in shape possible. I don't know how to feel about it. But Memphis is talking about clearing the books. Ja Morant's on the block. We don't want Ja Morant, but I would love.
How would Morant fit in with the Knicks?
I don't want Morant. I want Jaren Jackson Jr. I want Jaren Jackson Jr. I think Jaren Jackson Jr. He can't hit the three like Cat can, but he's obviously an immensely better defender. So you either have Mitchell Robinson or Jaren Jackson Jr. on the floor. You've got constant defense. He's just as good down low, if not better than Cat. He just can't shoot the three as well. But he provides all that. And then you go out and get another guy like a Duncan Robinson, a mid-value guy, somebody that can hit three. In a perfect world, my dream world, I know we can't afford this, I'd get Jaren Jackson and Dante DiVincenzo back. And I'd boot Cat to the curb. And I'd see if I can make that deal work. Now, Jaren Jackson is going to probably be a max contract guy, so you're not going to be able to make those numbers work. I understand that. But I'd rather have Jaren Jackson on the team. The only thing you're going to lose is Cat's three-point shooting. That's it. End of story. So if Memphis was willing to move on from him, they want to start over. Cat, welcome to Memphis. Enjoy the ribs. You're out of here. Give me Jaren Jackson Jr. Right. That's what we need. We need that grit back. We need somebody under the basket that can bang. He's got some injury things that's happened in his career, but that's and nobody's talking about this. This isn't something they've talked about. Maybe Memphis, but nobody's talking about it in the Knicks. I would trade Cat tomorrow for Jaren Jackson Jr.
I like the take. Ryan, anything here?
Not really. I just think about the Knicks with Sprewell and Houston years ago. Just spend so much money on two guys that eventually just kind of screwed them in a lot of ways, and guaranteed money was tough. So I root for the Knicks. I mean, they're a big market team. Let's hope they're good, but they can't figure it out. And I know last year they were pretty good, but they seem to be struggling according to what Jimmy's saying. And Giannis is great.
If we could get Giannis for Cat, I would do that deal. You can't. You got to include somebody else in the deal is the issue, right?
But that's my point. Like, Giannis is like by far the most valued talent. I mean, he's number one right there in the free trade right now, according to what I saw today. Like, and we've all watched him. He's amazing. He's a hybrid, like short, big.
You can put him on the foul line extended and just have him do this, and he can defend almost at a 1-3-1.
That's what I mean. He's just so versatile. So whatever he's going to make is going to be maxed out. Does he want to go, number one, to anywhere? Does he want to stay? Does he want to try and convince their management to do whatever? I mean, who knows where he's at? There's a lot of factors there. But he's clearly, like, already making max, right, I believe. So what does he want? That's what really matters. He doesn't give a crap about any other team. He's worried about himself and his happiness.
You know, I think he's had enough with the Bucks at this point.
I don't mean it that way. I'm just saying it's on him to decide because he's a desired player, number one.
I think you're probably right, Greg. He probably finally has had enough. He really liked it in Milwaukee, but he's probably there now. I just think that when you look at the Knicks, since it's for the, you've got Mikal Bridges, you've got OG Anunoby, and Anunoby's a stellar defender. Mikal Bridges is very good. Josh Hart is a Swiss Army knife. Then you've got Jalen Brunson, who just can't play defense, not because of effort. He just can't. Physically, he's not big. He's not fast. But he's clutch, right? He doesn't let you down in the big moments. He doesn't keep a foul. And then you got Cat, who's a complete defensive liability, and he just gets himself into foul trouble. You can't have too many.
There's no worry on Brunson, obviously. He's your best player.
That's what I'm saying, though. Like,
the problem with Brunson is his ankles.
Right, because he turns them no contact anymore.
Right. Is he going to hold up during a playoff run?
I think
that's the problem.
You said it last week. I just to give everyone experience, when I was like 26, I was in Hawaii and I rolled my ankle. That stuff hurt me for like a year. It was a 12-week recovery before I could really walk well again. And it was like a year before it stopped throbbing every minute. And it was like 3 years before it stopped hurting me every once in a while. So that stuff's no joke. Your ankle is weak. It's a long recovery.
But especially when it's like a non-contact thing, Greg, like it was then, to Ryan's point, like you can tape it in a big game to get back in.
I hear you. But I'm telling you, and I know this is probably a hot take, and you're going to hate it as a Knicks fan. If I could, and Morant wasn't such a doofus and a problem off the court, I would swap him out for Brunson in a heartbeat, and I'd swap Cat out for Giannis, and you'd probably have a championship.
Yeah. I don't trust Morant.
That's the problem. He's got issues.
Good.
But don't get me wrong. He is a better talent than Brunson. It's not even close.
So Greg, you're absolutely right. But that's what makes Brunson special, is because he way outplays his talent. Right. Right.
Mm-hmm.
If John Morant can jump over the hoop, and he's 6'1". He can hit threes. He can do all of it. He's just a head case. He just makes dumb decisions, bad mistakes, and he's in right. Where Jalen Brunson should be a study in maximizing somebody's potential. He's 6'1", not that fast, can't jump that high, and somehow he's dominating games. Like Jalen Brunson's sheer will to play hard and win a game is what makes him special. John Morant's got talent in spades.
It's funny sports in New York City right now because we're talking about the Knicks trying to figure out a way to win this division, get the 1 seed, and they're definitely a playoff team and a championship team possibly. And then you go to the other side of the garden, and it's the Rangers, and it almost seems like a fire sale's coming because Panarin right now is the number 1 player on the NHL trading block. So sounds like Panarin's out. Do you think this is smart? The Rangers are just cutting bait and going to rebuild, or do you think it's stupid because the NHL, you never know what's going to happen with 38 games to go? Because the talent is there on the Rangers. Again, for the second year in a row, they are probably the mind-boggling, most underperforming team in the NHL.
At some point, though, like you've got to look at, like I said, it's just like the John Morant thing we just argued. Like Panarin is great, but if you're not winning games, what does it matter, right?
Oh, it ain't him. It ain't fucking him.
No, I know, but if you're not winning games and you have one great player, sometimes, just like in the NFL, like you've got to break it up to get more pieces to surround the sum, right? Like, so if they can get a haul for him and rebuild all those pieces that aren't helping him win games, then sometimes you just have to make that call. You know, I mean, there's been a lot of times where an NFL team in the draft has taken a great player at the top, and you're like, you should have traded that pick for a haul of picks because your team's screwed. Like you need a ton of things. Yeah, you've got the best player. Good for you. You're going to sell more jerseys, but you're going to win a lot of games because you have nobody to protect them or nobody to help them. Right? So in the Panarin situation, yeah, it's not his fault. But if the team's not winning around him and you can get a haul for him and you can start to rebuild the culture and the talent, from the ground up, like it's like the CMC thing when he was in Carolina, along with it. But hey, you're great. It's not that you're not great, but we're not ready to win, and you're the piece that would take us over the top. You're not the foundational spot, right? So,
Jimmy,
I know I don't like it.
I'm getting very
upset. Come on, strong,
it's
Jimmy.
in Michigan. I don't like it.
Very upset.
I don't like it.
This is ridiculous. What are they doing, man?
This shouldn't be happening.
No, it shouldn't. The center, I love him. He's not moving
Mara?
fast enough. He's not anticipating.
Yeah.
Why is a 7-footer taking 3-pointers? Like, what are we doing, people? And we're not covering, and there we go. Oh my god.
They made the Michigan players. They made it a point like, hey, like at the beginning of the year, we were killing everybody, and now everybody knows how good we are, so we're getting everybody's best shot, and they have to figure out a way to overcome it. It's on them now. If you're that good, if you were the team beating people by 30 and 40, you've got to figure out a way to do the best shot.
I said that the other day about Florida, or a week and a half ago, like they all of a sudden they were out of the rank and they beat the hell out of a ranked team, and then we talked about it. But like, this is the team that should be number one, and Ken Palm or whatever you guys are talking about saying it's number one.
Oh,
This
we're
is
getting Ken Palm.
Not a good 10 minutes.
Don't you worry. We're gonna get to Ken Palm, and Michigan's gonna win tonight. Don't worry, boys. It's at home.
Thank you. By 8, please.
But I have a question that's more important than anything we've talked about tonight, because I thought about this before the show and I wrote it down. Because I feel like everybody has an opinion on this. Were you Skittles or Starburst? Because I was a Skittles guy. Ryan?
I like both, frankly.
Yeah, I like both.
You gotta favor one over the other.
I don't like orange Starburst. So if that means that like 3 out of 4 are bad in a pack, maybe I gotta go Skittles.
I likely preferred Skittles, but I liked them both.
I mean, if someone gave me a Starburst, I wouldn't be mad. But if I had one choice, if it was Halloween and someone said, "Do you want Starburst or Skittles?" I would be getting the Skittles. Fun
So
side.
if I had to pick between them specifically, I would say strawberry Starburst.
Oh yeah, they were very good. I like the cherry as
I see cherry was a better Starburst.
No, the pink was better, man.
No.
Nothing like
when I was
pink.
young, the pink was my favorite. As I got older,
See what Ryan did there? He took us to the X-rated, but it's fine.
No, the pink Starburst is strawberry.
A medium rare steak.
Maybe even rare at times.
I would have said you can keep them both.
Some people might call it evil rare.
I said keep them both. Where's the nerds?
Dude, nerds are great.
amazing.
But I always felt like Skittles and Starburst were the debate. No?
No.
Yeah.
I like them all. I'm that kid. I don't know. I eat pretty much anything. I don't like Almond Joy.
I love Almond Joy.
Yeah, Almond Joys are good.
No.
I love a good Almond Joy.
If you took the almond out and just made it a plain Mounds bar, I'd eat that too.
So would I. But I prefer the Almond Joy. I like the crunch. No. Yeah, that's how you know you're old, because kids don't like that.
I can't be itching all day, man. Almonds are no good for me.
Got you.
You know that.
Yeah.
Don't be a shit.
Well, I'm sorry.
Greg tried to poison me once with raspberry chocolate. It was just not good.
All right. It's a true story, but it wasn't 100% my fault. We walked in.
It was your fault. What are you talking about? We drove somewhere for you.
We walked into a great candy store in Connecticut, and a woman handed me a sample, and I said, "Oh, fantastic." She's like, "Does your friend want one?" And I said, "Absolutely." And I gave it to him. I did not know raspberry was in it. And then I bit into it. Raspberry, and tried to warn Ryan, but he was on the phone, wasn't listening. And he, hey, it worked out.
Chime in here.
Hey, Ryan's still here, Jimmy, so we're fine.
I live.
Listen, let me chime in on this one. Greg's a prick, and I disagree with him about a lot of stuff. Love him to death. But he's absolutely right on this one. If you have the allergy and you just accept something and throw it in your mouth, it's your fault for not asking what's in it. Greg was trying to be a good friend and get you a candy.
You gotta look out for my personal health.
Greg was trying to be a good friend and get you what he had as well. He's not the one with the problem.
I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. He's gonna get my job. Like he needs to have a problem.
You're the one when you have a weird problem like a raspberry allergy and you're at a chocolate shop that you're supposed to ask, Ryan. This one's on you. You're the bad guy here. It's not Greg's fault.
I have to say, Greg's fucking conscience better be hurting right now. He apologized years ago.
That's why I took a hit there, and why I'm the fucking prick.
I'm just saying, generally speaking, you can be a prick. But in this particular scenario, you're not. You didn't do it. You were trying to be a good guy and get your friend a piece of chocolate. It's not on you to go over his list of allergies.
But apparently, Greg, in other categories, you're a complete prick.
Yeah, look, I'm going to be honest with you. There's nobody more generous to Jimmy Verga than me, and now he's definitely paying for our expensive meal in Vegas. Sassman, you heard that? On Jimmy for that comment. And Sassman, I promise you, I swear on my wife and dog's life, Ryan knows what that means. I will just walk. I will hand him the bill and walk away. See what happens.
He swore on his wife. I wouldn't believe him. He swore on his dog. I think he's serious.
Yeah,
You're not wrong.
100%.
All right. Boys, I'm going to throw some stuff at you that you're just going to laugh at me for because I got some in-pocket bets and I want to hear what you think.
Let's go.
Women's slalom for the Olympics to win the gold. Who do you got here?
And the women's slalom?
Yeah.
I fucking have no idea who's on the women's slalom.
Oh, it's good.
Slalom's the faster one.
No,
right?
slalom's
That's
the
not
this.
GS, right? But
Yeah,
it's quick. It's the quick
No, it's
one.
over the bumps.
Yeah,
no?
slalom.
Yeah, but there's like a grand slalom, which is the faster one where they hit like 100 miles an hour, what Lindsey Vonn does, and then there's like the real back and forth one, like through the shit, which is also slalom, but it's through
It
moguls.
just looks like the moguls.
Oh, it looks like you're dying, yeah, but you're going through flags the same way.
Look at Michigan. Fucking count.
I am getting pissed off.
Great play.
Coming back.
Mariz challenge.
Well, I'm going minus 250 with Schiffin from the USA.
All right.
What about you,
Michaela
boys?
Schifrin?
Yeah, you got
All
it.
They didn't even look at it.
Nothing here,
Oh
boys.
my
That's
God, did you see that shot?
How about the downhill men's? Nothing, boys.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Bro, you got to prep us for stuff like this. Like,
Yeah.
this is Olympics. I mean, this is a month from now. Like,
All right.
just let me know next time. I'll happily look it up.
Lindsey
You can
Vonn
scrub
is
the last 15 seconds.
the downhill women's. Lindsey Vonn is the co-betting favorite, plus 200.
That's wild, actually. That's
What?
wild.
Is she winning the gold, Jimmy?
I mean, she's like,
41 years old.
she's my age. No.
But she just won a GS. Like what was I talked about it 4 weeks ago?
Mm.
Literally won it after not winning a medal in 7 or 8 years.
All right. We'll go to.
Yeah.
You know what? We'll do this, Jimmy. I'm going to ask you to look something up in 1 minute, so get your
Got
phone
it.
ready. Because I don't know if it's a New York thing. Because when I was in Jersey, I saw this. We'll get to that in a
What
second.
were you on with
I just wanna know-
DraftKings, or what are you looking at?
Go to DraftKings. If you were guessing, who do you think is the favorite to win the curling for the men's?
Ooh, I like it. Obviously,
I
Sweden.
know.
You're both not even close. One of those is 15-1 and one is 30-1.
What?
Yeah.
It's what?
You'll never I think we'd sit here forever and you'll never guess who the men's favorite is.
Jamaican bobsled team.
The Jamaican team is 2-1.
Zimbabwe.
It's
No.
me drunk at the
Great.
bar. I'm great at shuffleboard.
Great Britain is even money.
With Panama.
Nope, followed by Canada plus 225, Switzerland 4-1.
God damn.
On the women's side, let's see.
Someone explain to me this.
Canada's a huge favorite on the women's side.
I don't mean to get controversial, but in certain sports, i.e., like billiards of any kind, right? Like curling, what is the gender difference? What are we
There
doing?
isn't. You're really throwing sport around loosely, though. It's more like a game.
What? I don't mean to like mess with people. I'm not trying to be controversial. I never understood. Like
There isn't.
I've lost plenty of times at a bar in pool to a woman and a man, and not felt any which way about either one. I mean, it just happened. I got beat.
No, you're not wrong. Like there's genderless sports, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. We can move on.
No, you're right.
I
I agree with you. Like,
I threw the take out. I
like
apologize.
if you're playing billiards, it should be an even playing field, right?
I would think.
I can go.
All right. It was a great conversation, but
Thank you.
I'm gonna move it on because I got a question for Jimmy, or you, Ryan, because you have DraftKings. Do you have the total medal count, like the winner of the most medals in the Olympics, up as a future? Because it was up and then they ripped it down, and I wanted to make a bet, and now it's not there, and I'm annoyed.
Uh,
So I'm gonna give you a great bet if it's up.
well, I've got the most gold medals. That's all I have.
Yeah, is Germany plus 450?
They are.
He's good.
Put a bet in, Jimmy, right now. It's a
So
great
is
bet.
USA.
Oh, you totally overvalued because they're USA and everyone will bet on them because we're the
Norway
most-
minus 160.
nope, terrible
Yeah,
bet.
because
I'm
they
telling you
have
right now,
every
Germany
team, and
plus
that's the-
450, boys.
Oh, do what you want, but I'm just saying Norway is on there because every skiing related thing, they are up there.
That's correct, but a few go the wrong way, Germany wins the most gold medals.
Well, no, I'm not crapping on your bet. I'm just explaining the why because I don't think most people realize that Norway has like every skier in the entire world in their tiny little country.
No, they do.
All due respect to them.
But I'm telling you, best value on the board, Germany plus 450, Jimmy. Put it in. And what's our defensive player of the year updated odds? And do we have a cash out yet?
Ooh, now you're asking questions that I wasn't ready to answer.
That's a good question.
I don't think we have a cash out yet, but I'm going to tell you and update you in live time. Norway time, really. Let's find out what's happening with you. Let's find out what's happening with these skiers.
That was a good one, dude. You really zinged me. Got my brain going there.
Yeah, I mean, look, had to get it working somehow. Mine's working slow here. All right, so this is what we got.
We're at that point.
We've got 0 cash out opportunity. I don't think they gave you one. I don't think they do in this situation. I think you got to ride that out to the bitter end.
All right. What's it down to? What are the odds?
The odds. That's a great question.
I got Gobert at 9-1, right?
You got him at 9-1.
What's he down to now? 3-1?
Boys, top 2, Craig.
I got it. I got him up 4, actually, but go ahead.
Excellent.
It's not giving me odds on this.
He said it's not giving him odds.
It is
Ryan.
not. I've got, I have Eastern Conference Finals MVP, Western Conference Finals MVP, and MVP. I do not have any Defensive Player of the Year awards.
Wow, that was a hell of a...
All right, fair enough. Jimmy, we got a question. Ryan, we'll throw it out to you, and then I'll give my answer. But while I look up Defensive Player of the Year odds, because Jimmy can't come through.
Yeah, I will. Blame DraftKings.
Oh, look, you called me a prick, so I'm going to come at you all night.
Yeah.
Question here is, this was emailed to us, and it said, I just started gambling on sports. What's your advice for me?
My advice for you is to just have fun. And I mean that in the bestest way, right? Don't invest what you don't want to invest. And invest sounds like a whacked out way to say it because I don't plan on winning. I think I'm down like lifetime, like some small amount. Going to casinos is a whole different thing, as we can talk about as a group. I'm quite up on that. However, like, have some fun. Like, throw $50 and make a game that you don't care about. I don't give a shit whether it's badminton or basketball. Or, I don't know. I bet on that.
I like it. I like it.
Table tennis, whatever it is, like, have some fun. Like, watch it. Go play with the ponies. Like, my wife has a blast. She listens to Greg. They have conversations and they kind of get it done, and then she has a good time doing it. And you throw 50 cents on a pony. She has bet on a lot of cards, which she doesn't love, but it's fun to do. We sit and watch TV together, have glasses of wine. It's a fun couples date. So my point is, like, have fun doing it. Don't risk your life. Don't trust the show when you see these funny ass bets with some number that doesn't make sense. Start thinking. However, the rest of the time, bet 50 cents on number 4, 25 cents on number 7.
Ryan gave you a great advice. What I was going to say was the Cray family has no clue what they're in for. No clue. Because once we hit, I think it's mid-March, Jimmy, and we get to the Pegasus World Cup, that's when I really start digging in because it starts to become Triple Crown season. And I can
interrupt for a second. When Greg and my wife are on FaceTime for hours in the spring, I forgive him already.
Oh, it's going to happen. I will text her. This is who I like. Here's the tracks you want to play. Because we'll start giving out those picks on the air as soon as we start getting into the big Kentucky Derby prep races.
I know everybody jokes about my units. However, my wife is up $19 so far, and she just started, so we're having a blast.
Let me tell you something right now. If you're up $1 in horse racing at the end of the year, you beat most people because I say it all the time. I'll win you a car in sports betting, but I'll lose you a house in horse betting.
Yeah.
Well, she just painted the stairs right back there and was listening to all of this, and so I guarantee you she got some bets and probably upstairs right now vetting us, deciding whether she's going to do something.
I love the horses. It's my addiction. I can't get enough of it. And you know why? Because no matter what, Ryan, they're always going to line up and run around that circle again, and that's why I love them. Jimmy, what would you tell new gamblers?
I know the same thing. Like, gambling is fun. There's a reason the house always wins. Not always. In sports betting, you can make a living. Like, the professionals do it. You're not a professional. So bet within your means, but it makes games that otherwise you don't have a big interest in exciting, and it gives right, and it makes them fun to watch, and it will increase your analytical ability if you actually dig in. Whatever your profession is, it will help you analyze numbers. It'll help you digest data, and it's just a fun thing to do. I'm not in it to make money. I would love to, obviously, but I like the breakdown. You're in it for the thrill. That everywhere you go and everything you do in life costs you money. So if you lose a couple of bucks in gambling, don't worry about it. Don't lose your house.
I gotta follow
Don't
up
be
on
an
that. So
asshole. Don't lose your house.
last night I went to Indian food. Long story short, I spent $22 on a shot of 18-year-old Glenfiddich. It was fantastic. I enjoyed it, but my unit is $3. I do not go more than that, and occasionally I spend $3. Occasionally I do half, but like, just bet within your means and have some fun and make things more exciting. Like this game right now, I bet we're up 45-43 right now. These guys are ahead of me because they have better technology and better sensible areas. But I got -8 on it. I think Michigan's going to crush them. We'll see what happens. But it's fun. It's more exciting than it would be otherwise.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Here's what I tell you. You have, and I've said this before, and I'll always have the same answer. You have to decide if you're in it for entertainment or you're literally trying to make some money at it. That's when you go in, that's your first decision. If you're in it to try to make money, what I would tell you is you have to decide what your unit is. Like these boys have both thrown out the word unit. Decide what your unit is. For Ryan, he just told you it's $3. For Jimmy, what is it, Jimmy? 20?
$20.
For me, it's 50. And you got to decide what your unit is. And you gotta stick to it. If you love something, you gotta make it a 2 or a 3 or a 4 unit play. If it's something you're just like, I like it, you gotta make it a 1 unit play. And you gotta go off that. I'll tell you right now, for me, I try to take advantage of the future market when I see value. Last year, I've said it on the show before, if it's your first time listening, we didn't do a great job last year. We probably picked at about 49% against the spread, me and Jimmy, when we were giving out picks. Not great. 49-51, a huge loser, especially with the VIG. However, we gave you the keys to the castle on future bets. We gave you so many 30, 40 to 1 winners. It was insane last year on the show. I made my living last year on future bets, and it made me a lot of money. That's what you got to decide. Are you in it for fun? Are you in it to make money? For me, I'm in it to make money. Most years, I'll pick at 53, 54%. Last year was not a good year for me against the spread. But I'm always good in the futures because I identify value and I stick to it and I play it. And Jimmy will tell you, a lot of money I make is on the golf because you'll always find good value on golf, especially top 10, top 20s, including ties at these sites. So I'll find someone who's not a popular golfer and I'll say to Jimmy, this guy's 3 to 1. He's definitely coming in the top 20. So again, a lot of research goes into this, but you got to decide, are you doing it for fun? If you're doing it for fun, then just have some fun with it. Like Ryan said, bet if Ryan's unit's $3, but yours is 30 and you can afford it, great. Have fun with $30 bets.
But if you're or less or whatever you want to do.
If you're in it to make money, figure out what your unit is and go up off that. That's what I would tell you. Bankroll management is the only way you can make money at this game.
Listen, people, I'm a movieaholic, as we all know. And I know this sounds funny, and I know this is a mainstream movie. But if you haven't seen Rounders and don't go watch it again, like after this conversation, go watch that shit and watch what that guy goes through, losing his 3 stacks, just 30 grand, and watch how it feels. And like really throw yourself into the role. I've listened to a lot of podcasts lately. Listened to Ethan Hawke lately. Amazing. Matt Damon, Ben Affleck. I've listened to a bunch of people lately. What they make me realize is that like those people are characters, and if you just lose yourself in that and put yourself in their role in what they're going through in those losses, it really can teach you something. I know that seems weird to say, but if you watch Rounders and really throw yourself into either one, Ed Norton, Matt Damon's role, or even John Malkovich for that matter, like throw yourself into that role and think about what that means, and then have fucking fun with it and realize, like, if you want to deal with grammar, good fucking luck, because that is not a fun time. But if you just want to have some fun and enjoy and play within your means, like Greg said, like, enjoy it. Like, it's great. It brings, like, meaning. Even if it's 50 cents. I go up to Jersey and I spend 10 cents on blackjack. It's so fun. I can play for hours and lose like $20 at most. It's so much fun.
Well said. All right. College basketball, Jimmy, are you still pissed at Michigan's ranking?
Yeah. I mean, look, it'll reset after this week, but yes, I'm not watching this game tonight. Maybe I shouldn't be pissed. They should be blowing Ohio State out at home. They're up by a point right now. A lot of game left, so they could still go on a nice run and capitalize. But look, they're so talented. They need to play like they were at the beginning of the year and trust themselves. So we'll see what happens. I mean, look, Ken Palm still has them top.
I may have to add some value here if that's okay. Normally, I have nothing to say about college basketball,
Yeah,
but
go ahead.
I'm watching this game, and they are not looking like they did the last time I saw them. That center, this huge dude with the legs that are like
Mara,
7 feet tall,
yeah.
he is not attacking the basketball properly, and he's adjusting too aggressively, and so they're getting behind him, which does no good. As what is he, 7'6"? How big is this
I
guy?
think he's 7'3".
Whatever it is, he's huge. And the other center, who is that dude right there on camera, my camera, probably 40 seconds behind you, like thick and big, like they're tossing him around a little bit, and your guys aren't hitting shots.
Yeah,
I'm a little worried here. I bet it -8.
No, I think your -8 gets home.
Now,
I might be at home. Like they're up by 1 on my screen right now. They just got a foul. Mara's going to the line. I think they cover it. They're too good not to. Luxembourg is their best player, but they're talented all over. They just have to figure out who's got the hot hand and feed them because they don't have the one guy.
They're not playing with chemistry. I'm just telling you, like they're
Missed
not
the 1-on-1.
communicating properly. I don't know what's going on. But this game,
That's
like
coaching.
the last game, I mean, this is an unranked Ohio State team.
Yeah, it's a Big Ten.
Like,
If this was in Ohio State, I'd be less shocked. Big Ten matchup, big rivalry game. But in Michigan should be clobbering them right now.
Absolutely, due respect to like conference games, but like, come on, man, like this team doesn't match up. Like physically, they don't look like it. Like this doofus they have in Ohio State at center, like his legs are just as long, but he doesn't look very athletic.
Yeah.
And he's not doing the right thing a bunch of times over the last 20 minutes or so. I don't know.
I think Michigan.
I'm nervous.
I think Michigan will pull it out.
I do too.
I want it to. I literally laid 3 units on it. It's off. Sorry.
Any games you're looking forward to on Saturday, Jimmy?
Virginia, North Carolina should be interesting.
You got a pick there. I think Virginia's going to get them. I do. I think Virginia's actually pretty good.
I do too. I don't know about the line. 7.5 seems like a lot. I like West Virginia getting 17.5 against Arizona. I know Arizona's the top team. West Virginia's got a good team, and they're on the road, but that's too many points. Just like we're talking about Michigan.
I hate that. I hate the fact that it's on the road.
Yeah, I do too. But 17.5, it's a lot of points for a team that I think is pretty decent in West Virginia. Love Houston. Given a point.
You like Houston?
I love Houston.
What's the number?
1.5.
I love Texas Tech.
I tell you, I'm down on Texas Tech. I know they let me down.
I think Texas Tech right now is the best future play on the board. It's over right now. I got them at 40-1 to win the national championship. I think it's down now to like 30-1. But Texas Tech 9-1 to make the Final Four. Write it down. Best bet on the board.
Maybe. I like Bama given 5.5 versus Tennessee at home. I think Bama gets it done. Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, I like Bama. You're passing over it. I'm telling you right now, put a couple of units on Texas Tech at home versus Houston. They win this game, Jimmy.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I just don't trust Texas Tech. I've said it before.
What happened against BYU, Jimmy?
No, that would happen. It was only the second ranked team they beat, and the only other one was Duke. Like I said, huge comeback.
And where was the game played, Jimmy?
You're right.
It was played in Lubbock, was it
It was
not?
played in Lubbock.
They're playing in Lubbock again, Ryan. Put your $6 on Texas
Lubbock
Tech.
might be iced over, so we'll find out.
It is a winner. It's a winner, Jimmy. I'm telling you.
Dude, I'm getting so upset at this game that's going on right now. What is Mara doing? He is not moving his hips. It's ridiculous.
A lot of these games.
I wasn't joking when I said he had like 7-foot legs. Like the guy's got long legs, no question. But like he's on a team that we've been professing and Ken Palm's been professing that is like top. Like what is he doing? He can't guard a 3. He can't step down and shift in the lane. Like his feet are not fast enough. I get it. He's an exception at 7'3". Like, you got to kind of give a shot at that guy. And he's got some value. And he just blocked a shot, according to my stream, 40 seconds ago for you guys. But, like, man, he is a liability.
It's just like you got to play the hot hand on Michigan. They have got somebody different steps up almost every game. Luxembourg's the only guy that's consistent, but he's had an injury. He's nagging injury. So we'll see who steps up this game. They're up by 2. They've got the ball. To get 10 minutes to go. No need to panic.
Same as you. I'm sorry. I'm irritated by this.
It's because you got $9 on it. I understand.
No, it's just I like Michigan. I'm a homer. I love Michigan. I used to watch their football. I was that guy. But Desmond Howard, by the way, asshole. Excuse my French.
I love Desmond Howard.
You talk about Desmond Howard versus Tom Brady? Are you kidding me? A couple weeks ago, like, I listened back to that. I was so mad. You were talking about the legendary Michigan and Desmond Howard and this, that, the other. And Desmond Howard's great. Don't get me wrong. But you didn't mention Tom Brady.
Tom Brady in college for Michigan was not like Tom Brady was. Well, let's just for the sake of this conversation say he was the greatest, even though Greg would disagree. Let's just say he is in the NFL. He was an okay college quarterback. Like, he wasn't. He didn't make it.
I know.
So that's why we don't discuss him. I vaguely remember him playing for Michigan.
Me too. Right?
That's why we don't mention him. Desmond Howard had the Heisman post.
Wasn't Navarro's first name?
I never said I always say he's the greatest winner of all time. I just think the best player to play the position.
But Greg, if I was to say to you, more iconic Michigan player, Desmond Howard or Tom Brady, it's
Desmond Howard. It's not even close.
Right. That's why we talk about him.
Well, iconic as a future and a total story, absolutely, as TB12. Come on, guys.
Nobody remembers him playing for Michigan.
You're talking about wearing the M. Desmond Howard.
I get that. I get that. He won
the Heisman. He threw the Heisman pose in the end zone. Like, it's an iconic moment.
It's not even close.
All right, before I get more upset, let's move on.
There's nothing to get upset about. It's not even.
No, I don't even want to talk about it. Let's move on. For all the people on YouTube or wherever else.
Ryan, you're talking about the NFL. We're talking about college football.
Yeah, nobody cared about Tom Brady. Nobody cared about Tom Brady at Michigan. That's why he went in the 6th round.
I was just going to say that. There's a reason he went in the 6th round.
Literally nobody cared.
I'll just drink till we move on.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Are you actually making the statement Tom Brady was a better college player than Desmond Howard?
Absolutely not.
Oh, good.
Okay. No. I was just shocked that Jimmy didn't mention it. Like,
because I forget, because that's how insignificant Brady was at Michigan. I forgot he was there.
He started 1 year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Elvis Durbach had a better career in Michigan.
Much like the conversation Greg and I had earlier today, I'm not interested in continuing this particular subject. We can move on.
But you brought it up.
Yeah, we didn't. Yeah, you.
I didn't mean it that way. No. I just let's find another subject.
I decide when we start conversations, Greg.
Oh, let's go, big dog.
Jimmy does decide how this.
Funny thing is, for all the audience, all of us would just wrestle around a room and have so much fun.
I'm going back to Ryan saying my wife's gonna be on the phone with Greg for hours, and I'm thinking to myself, Ryan's gonna be like, Yahtzee, thank you, Greg. I'm gonna be downstairs doing my thing.
I mean, maybe if she was in the room, I'd tell her.
Yeah.
I mean,
hey,
I like
Greg,
Greg's wife.
Appreciate you giving me a break. I'll be downstairs breaking.
Greg's talking to all my kids on the phone, so have you. Through the years.
It won't be hours. I have my horse picks ready to go. I'll just be like, bet the 4.
They're already texting. I shared numbers with them.
I know. I'm saying you're happy that they're going to be on the phone for hours and you get a break. And you get
absolutely. Listen, that's
coming
fine
up,
too.
Brian. Horse racing season's right around the corner.
I'll be getting the.
She's in. I'll speak for her. She's in.
I'll be getting the cellophane and black bags ready. I'm ready to cut bodies up and make it happen.
Oh, you can see it back there.
Yeah, I got a canoe. I got a canoe.
Yeah. All right, here we go. It's time.
God,
let's go.
What happens on Sunday? We're gonna give it to Ryan first.
Oh, boy.
Patriots Broncos. How bad do you beat them down?
Listen, I don't even have. I looked at the news. I really was doing the research on those viewers earlier, and I took some time and I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? I should really go in and do Rams Seahawks, but more importantly, Pats Broncos. And I looked. I got nothing. That says Denver has any shot at this game. I have them getting. Oh my God! What is it? They're Pats are 5.5 right now,
4.5.
which means it's
4.5 early.
8.5. Is it 4.5? So +3, that's 7.5. That's a touchdown Vegas is giving. You guys always talk Vegas, right? So I would just pound, if I were not me, because I'm not betting it, I would pound the money line. Like 3x, 4x, 5x units I'm talking about, right? That's my advice. I think that some things are going to be true, and I haven't looked at the odds of this. I think May is going to throw for a bunch of yards.
Okay.
I think he's going over 250. I really do. And I think that the Pats defense is going to give him that opportunity. I know that sounds weird, but like they're going to shut down. They have been monsters. They're going to show Stidham what we're made of, right? Vrabel probably has some people that connect to Stidham when he was there in 18 or 19, you know? And even if he doesn't, Stidham threw a few picks on some confusing Belichick plays. I really think that we're going to take advantage here, and it's going to be a win, and it's going to be a big win. And I would pump it up a little bit. I would probably go 10, maybe 9.5 to be fair from a pumped up odds. And I know that sounds aggressive, but I just don't think he has a chance.
Jimmy,
Greg, I can't wait to fucking hear your take, honestly.
Jimmy.
Ryan,
Greg, go before Jimmy. Come on, don't throw Jimmy. Do one for yourself because I want to know what you.
he's
think.
he's
We haven't talked about.
obviously he's going to tell us, but he's just throwing it to me first.
I know that's my point, but I'm dying of suspense.
The
here.
audience likes when the sharp goes last. Jimmy,
God,
can
these
you
sharps.
Jimmy,
There's all that in a bag
Jimmy,
of
can you
dicks.
square me up with the Patriots real quick?
Broncos 4.5 is the only play here. Pretty obvious.
Oh, Jimmy coming in strong with the sharp play.
Pretty obvious that there's a reason why it's 4.5. Patriots have had the weakest schedule of all time, and they think, well, we're getting lucky, Jared Stidham. That's where you're wrong. He was drafted by the Patriots. He was thought to be a great player. Just because he hasn't played in a long time doesn't mean it. And you think Sean Payton doesn't have a plan on how to let him not lose the game? And by the way, Ryan, 250 for Drake May. Have you seen this defense? Like, that's a number. The only way he gets to 250 is if they're playing comeback ball at the end of the game and he's airing it out and he's getting lucky on a few passes. That is not going to happen. This defense is stellar. Denver's not going to lose the game. They're going to have a great game plan. They're going to run the ball. They're going to Sean Payton's going to set up very safe, easy passes for Stidham to get him started. Denver wins this game if you're ballsy enough to take them at plus 180. But my God, take the 4.5 and take the Broncos.
Jimmy Verga coming strong with the sharp play. Here's my take on this, Ryan. It's way too many. It's way too many points on the road.
5.5.
It started at 5.5. The reason it was bet to 4.5 was because every sharp in the world said, "Did we not see the Texans game? They turned the ball over 4 times.
Stop it.
If they turn the
Denver's
ball over,
defense is very similar to Texans, Brian. Very similar.
If they turn the ball over 3 times, they lose this game.
Yeah. They turn it over twice, they might lose the game. Denver's defense is very good.
In my opinion, it's very simple. There's only one play you can make here, and I made it the minute the line opened. It's the Broncos and the points. If you want to take the Patriots to win the game, no, I don't fault you at all. Because I think the Patriots, obviously, with a backup quarterback, and the Patriots defense is pretty good too. No problem. But 5.5 is way too many points. Complete overreaction with Bo Nix being out. The Patriots offense did not look good against the Texans defense. The only time they scored is when the Texans turned it over and gave them a short field. I love the Broncos getting the points. If you want to bet the Patriots to win the game, you want to roll the money line, put in a money line parlay, go ahead. No problem with it there. But if you lay 5.5 or 4.5, Jimmy's right. You're out of your mind, Ryan.
I had some extra issues going on there for a moment. Sorry. Jimmy, just wait till they get older. That's all I can tell you. You just want to
Not looking forward to it.
choke somebody out. Oh, God.
I mean, I am.
Little dots are going. Anyway, I think you guys are nuts, and I apologize to all the dulls and sharps out there, but you guys are all fucking idiots, and I am taking a stand. I think that the fact that people are still disrespecting the Patriots is fucking beyond ridiculous. They have shut down a bunch of people recently. They have taken command. May absolutely played a terrible game. I have full faith that Vrabel is going to redirect along with McDaniel, and he is understanding of what his mistakes were. And to be fair, Texans were number 1 all over the place. They were impressive. Love them. I was rooting for those guys in a lot of ways, like, yo, you got us there. You know, high five, that kind of thing. The humble, right? 4 H's years ago. I just think you guys are nuts. There's no way that these guys stay within 10. And I'm betting 9.5, but 10 of this team.
So
no way.
Stephen King also took a stand, and a lot of people died. So I don't agree with it.
That was a great book, 1,400 pages. Loved
Fantastic.
it.
Great. It was a great
fucking
miniseries too.
fiction. We're in reality here, Jimmy. We have a backup quarterback who played for the Patriots, who threw at least 3 interceptions in the preseason in critical games where he was thrown in the preseason just to test him, and he failed, and he got gone. And I trust, if you guys don't want Belichick to run your team, you do trust his player evaluation, and Stidham got gone.
But he also drafted him, so you got to remember that. And I don't and I don't trust Belichick because he wasn't a great GM. He's a great coach, not a great GM. But this is my point. Denver's defense is as close to Houston as you're going to get, and the Patriots defense is very good as well. I just think Sean Payton's not going to put him in any position to lose the game for them. They're going to play smart football, and Drake May's a second-year quarterback. He's great, but he's a second-year quarterback, and we saw what happened against a great defense last week. So, to Greg's point, it's just too many points. It's going to be a tough game.
Sean also said some shit that's going all over media. I forget what it is at the moment, and I can't decide whether I'm cold because it's so fucking cold in Maryland right now, or I'm freezing, which is why I have my vest on, or I'm angry. But McVay, said some shit on social media, and people are using it as bait, and it's not good. We have always seen, if you want one team you talk shit about, the Patriots come at you when they find out stuff and they put it on the wall. And I think that's another example in this case, and I don't remember what the words were, Google it, but they're upset. And Vrabel didn't react when he was asked about the question. However, there's whatever saying it is that I'll pull up in a second, that we believe in Vrabel. This guy has these guys going. They are responding in some sort of uniform way, similar to the Belichick era, where we believe we're going to do it. They've been doubted all year. They did have a 333-week schedule in terms of who they played against. There's no question. But they have kicked the shit out of 2 teams in a row that were top 10 defenses. And now they got another one they got to deal with. Granted, in the Colorado, whatever you want to call that air, right? And someone was asked, I forget who was on defense, was asked, hey, what do you feel about the air? He's like, well, I went to 2 years at Colorado. What are you talking about? No one gives a shit, man. This is the Patriot way. They're going to go at it. Everybody on the street, Greg says it all the time. Mark my fucking words. They are going to win by 9.5 or more, period. And I know 9.5 is not a number, people. I get it. But plus 9.5, bet that shit. Get your juice. Let's go.
Move on.
Minus, sorry. All right, apologies.
Jimmy, go ahead.
I just want to move on at this point because I don't know what else to say here. If Ryan's not wrong, could that happen?
Let me just tell you right now, Jimmy, the line will be 3.5 when this kicks off.
On paper, and I understand the quarterback.
Everyone's coming in. Every sharp is coming in with a big bet on the
quarterback is the most important position on the field. I get it. So this next game, outside of the quarterback, tell me New England's advantage, including the coach.
It's way too many points. Way too many points.
Let's move on to the next game. Let's go.
NFC Championship, Seahawks, Rams. This is a great one.
It really is.
I am so happy this is the nightcapper because I think this is going to be an unbelievable game. I can't believe what I'm about to say because I never thought I'd say it, Jimmy. But I love Sam Darnold and the Seahawks to win this game. I think Sam Darnold gets it done. I think he already proved he can navigate against this Rams defense. He put up 38 points on them.
I got facts coming out everywhere for you.
I love the Seahawks here. I think the Seahawks win this game, and I don't care if it's Denver. I don't care if it's New England. Seahawks win the Super Bowl.
So I'm torn on this. I tend to agree with you. But if the Rams came out and just cooked them, I wouldn't be surprised either. Like if they all
On the road, you're out of your mind.
I'm just telling you. I'm telling you, if they got their shit together,
out of your mind.
and I'm not even saying it because of Darnold. I'm not down Darnold. The Rams are just so talented, and you feel like they've.
Hold on. The Seahawks have the better defense, and they have the better wide receiver. Puka's great. JSN's the best receiver in the game.
I'm not saying they don't. My point is though, like,
and Walker is a better running
Walker's
back.
out. No, Charbonnet's out. Charbonnet's out.
But
yeah,
you.
but they still one of the two's out. This is my point though. They're both so good that if it went the other way, I just wouldn't be shocked. That's where I struggle.
But blown out?
JSN is the best, but Puka's not far behind. And Devontae Adams is an all-time great. They've got two running backs in LA, and they've got a great defense, and they have the better coach. Like I'm not picking them right now. I'm just saying, like, that's why it's tough. I don't think it's about Darnold anymore. I think Darnold has proven himself. This isn't a knock on him specifically. I think these teams are so evenly matched, and I think the Rams have played at best 2 mediocre games. Like, so would it surprise me if they all of a sudden shot out of a rocket and just beat them by 12? Would I be shocked? No, I wouldn't. So that's where I struggle. Gun to my head, because it's 2.5, I'm going to take the Seahawks. But again, I'm really indecisive on this game right now because I just don't know what's going to happen. I do like the over. I know like these games you go under. I like the over 46.5.
Ryan, I'm throwing a timeout and I'm throwing the red challenge flag. How are you going to say that Sean McVay is by far the better coach?
I love McVay.
That's fine, but Mike McDaniel's only had 2 seasons. He went 10-7 with a terrible team, and now he's 14-3.
Yeah, it's a good point.
I think it's tough. I think that, look, like I said, I have stats, right? Darnold, the last 3 Rams games back to last season, he's lost. He's got 3 TDs only versus 8 turnovers, 13 sacks. Just this season, he's got 6 picks. However, as Greg says, like, I don't know what he does this all the time. He like shifts into gear, right? Seattle is the best D in the NFL. They're allowing 17.2 points a game. They're number 1 in lowest third down completion. They're number 2 in yards per play at 4.6, and they have allowed 0 TDs in the last 2 games, which includes the regular season. Seattle minus 2.5 at home. Are you fucking kidding me? What the hell does Vegas see? There's something going on. There's something happening in the background that we don't realize. Hammer Seattle at minus 2.5. Are you kidding me?
I'll be the contrarian then. I'm going to take the Rams. They're going to win.
No way. I looked at everywhere,
Rams,
dude. They all
Broncos, Super Bowl.
Now I'm getting pissed and angry, flashing back 5 minutes.
But I have to pick. All right. Sorry. If you're saying Super Bowl, if that's where the prediction we're giving out, I'm going to go Seattle Patriots. Seattle beats the Patriots.
But what, Greg? What's your Seattle take?
My Seattle
take the whole thing.
I already gave it. I mean, they have the better defense. They have the better receiver. Okay. They have.
You agree with me?
They're at home too. They already beat them at the Seattle's the better team.
How can you be? I've always understood the idea, and I've said this on this cast before, is like, if you're home, you get 3 points, right? So They're at home, and they got minus 2.5. How is that possible against a Rams team that did not look that good?
They're saying the Rams. They're saying the Rams on a neutral field would be the favorite. That's what they're saying.
I know, but they're the favorite.
Yeah, I disagree.
Like,
you disagree? Crazy. But here's the good thing, Jimmy. They have to play the game.
That's right. We'll find out.
And I like the Seahawks. Ryan likes the Seahawks. You like the Rams. I like the Broncos with the points, but the Patriots probably win the game. Ryan somehow thinks the Patriots win by double digits. It's fine.
No. Well, yes, double digits. More than 9.5, sure.
And Jimmy thinks that Denver wins the game on the field. So we got a lot of opinions here. A lot of ways to go. I think Hunter Henry has a big game. I think Cody Parkinson on the Rams has a big game. I think JSN has a big game. Anyone that you guys want to throw out there for a big game? A little prop action here, Jimmy.
Mm-hmm. I'm not a big game, but whatever his rushing yards, because I think next year he's going to be the starting running back. Give me Blake Corum. Whatever his rushing yards.
Corum over.
That's
rushing
a
yards.
ridiculous comment, and I respect it and the homerness in it.
He's getting more and more
I think
touches as the
Travion
year goes
Henderson-
on, and in the second year he's proving his worth.
I think wherever you get to like plus 175 on Travion Henderson in yards, whether that's like 70 or 80, I think that's where you go. I think that guy's going to come out and like get some good handoffs.
I got plus 175 on Stephon Diggs choking bitches. Is that on the thing?
that. I mean, that might be plus 0.
Yeah.
It's actually
Might be a negative
Guaranteed.
200. No
Actually,
offense.
it's
And
minus-
those views are not representative of the Who You Got podcast 33.
No, they all
Thank
agree
you.
with it.
It's actually minus 2,000. All right, Jimmy, close us out. It's been 2 hours and 9 minutes. Jimmy's gonna take us home.
Thank you again for listening to another episode of Who You Got. We've had a lot of fun here tonight. A lot of takes. Some of them we agree with, some of them we don't. Some of them we actually sign off on. Others we're a little bit scared too. But we appreciate you listening. We're going to be back Sunday or Monday, depending on the snow and how we feel, to find out how all of these picks turned out.
Or whether we live, to be fair.
I'm glad Jimmy said that because we are going to be back. We're going to be back Monday. We're going to give you our NFL and UFC reaction. Then we're going to come back Thursday and we're going to let Jimmy preview the next huge UFC card. And then here's the big one, Jimmy.
Get it?
We're going to come back Sunday, February 1st, and we're going to give you our huge Super Bowl show, and we're going to give you all the prop bets. We're just going to sit here, and I'm going to just yell out the props, heads and tails and Gatorade color and all the good stuff.
So prop your tits off, everybody. It's going to be
It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be fantastic.
Mark your calendar for February 1st.
Absolutely. We're going to get it done. It's going to be a great time. So, yeah, thank you all for listening. We had fun as always. Enjoy the show. Check us out. Follow us on X. Greg apparently posts all the shows. We'll be there. We'll see you next
Post
week.
the shows. I post the shorts. I post it all. We thank you for listening. If you have any questions, you have any comments, please hit us up. whoyougot33@gmail.com. And we'll talk to you on Monday. Thank you for listening.
Go